Let's podcast. Day 2 ACC Kickoff in Uptown Charlotte. Alongside Joe Giglio, I'm Joe Ovies. Again, not inside Eford Studios, but we always thank our friends at Empire Properties and, of course, our folks at Copiers Plus. This seems, Joe, ACC Kickoff seems like a very intensive document kind of event.
Yes.
You see all these papers out here. They got like spreadsheets to keep track of who needs to be where, all those kinds of things, right?
A lot of signs, too.
You know,
print out those signs.
You know who they should probably use to
Absolutely.
save some money? Because it's all about revenue generation and saving money, finding pennies in the couch cushions and things like that, if you ask Jim Phillips. Copiers Plus can help them out.
We should hook them up.
We should. You're right. Copiers-plus.com.
The team success ranking, ratings.
Something like that. Speaking of Jim Phillips, we are scheduled to talk to him today. We will talk to ACC Commissioner Jim
He
Phillips.
just walked by a minute ago. He said he'll be out here.
Oh, honestly, I know he's got a lot of things on his plate right now, but I'm really curious his thoughts on what the Canes should do with Alexander Nikishin. Because Jim Phillips, huge Caniac. He went to a Stanley Cup final game. He had a blast. So you know he's all in. I know he's got thoughts. He's got thoughts on the offseason moves for the Carolina Hurricanes. But yeah, we'll talk to Jim Phillips about a variety of different ACC topics. As with our friends, it's a very special OG and ACC Friends episode. Wes Durham's going to drop by. Roddy Jones in the house. Ooh. Eric McLean will be here.
Oh.
Taylor Tannenbaum is scheduled to drop by when she's done on the ACC Network set.
She's got a lot of TV.
Shit ton of TV to do today.
Not that the others don't.
No.
But she's kind of got to be the one who holds the fort down and directs all the traffic.
Yeah, she's anchoring all that stuff. So Taylor Tannenbaum might drop on by. That boy is going to drop by too. Dabo, Swinney, and Boston College head coach Bill O'Brien. It's a full show, Joe.
Got a lot to get into.
How are you going to manage, given that you've been up since 3 o'clock in the morning watching golf scores for the British Open?
Yeah, I'm not
sorry,
gonna lie.
the Open Championship.
The Open Championship.
Let me get that
you
right.
Can call it the British Open. It's fine. Yeah, it was an interesting experience. Smoke alarm. I don't know how you didn't hear it at 2 different times.
Because the bartender at the Thirsty Beaver was trying to prove a point to me about various bourbons last night.
He was, of the people that we meet,
yes,
he was definitely on Team Ovies.
Do you want it?
So what is it now? Is it ice cream places, golf courses,
and
the Beaver?
No, he was just doing his
and all I have is...
You're fine, Joe.
What do I have?
You're in your element.
No, there was somewhere that I had it. I was like, okay, old people and young people. I was at a bake sale with the youths.
See, there you go.
The youths love.
But the bartender at the Thirsty Beaver was doing a very, very good job of making sure that people weren't just randomly adding things to my tab, which clearly must be a problem at the Beaver if he's worried about it.
He was super protective. Yeah, it was.
But he was trying to convince me on Dickel.
Oh, okay.
On the Dickel, and I think that's why I was so passed out last night that I did not hear the smoke alarm going off.
It went off a couple different times. Which is that Blink at 182 who sings the smoke alarm is going off and there's a cigarette. Oh my God. I literally had to eventually take the smoke alarm off of the ceiling. I was looking to see where the access to the battery, but it was like one of those I think you might need a screwdriver for.
I see, yeah.
So I was like, okay, it's not the battery. And then finally, there was like this deactivate button on the back. I'm literally now sitting on the toilet with this because I had no phone. My phone was dead. So now this is like my activity. You know, you have to occupy yourself when you go to the bathroom. You can't take a 90s dump, as I think James likes to call it. Well, did you take a 90s dump?
I'm sorry, what? He calls him a 90s?
A 90s. Did you go to the bathroom without your phone? That's a 90s dump.
What if I had a magazine?
Well, nobody has any magazines anymore.
Well, you haven't been to my parents' house. He still has Mad magazines in a magazine rack.
Of course,
in the bathroom.
Of course he does.
Because of course he does.
So now I'm fiddling with this thing, and finally I'm like, I either have to put this in the mailbox, I have to throw it outside in the backyard, but then I was like, the neighbors. So finally I just put it in the trunk of my car, which is where it is.
So you
right
have
now.
a smoke detector going off in the back of your car.
It stopped going off when I went outside. It did say on the instructions on the back, take it outside. And I was like, okay. But I didn't pull the tab. I didn't break it.
So we didn't have any issues in the house though, right?
No,
okay.
That was.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Anyway, now I'm wide awake at 2:30 because the second time it happened, it was 2:30.
Yeah.
Wide awake. And the Open Championship is going on. So I'm like, I don't have a phone.
Yeah, dude, I was passed out.
at the time, I wasn't thinking, oh, I should just pull my computer up and use the Ethernet cord because I don't have the Wi-Fi because the password's on my phone.
Oh.
So I literally...
You don't have a phone charger?
I do, but I don't have the nipple to put it into the wall.
This is where you need me.
Correct. So I was trying to wait up for you, and I couldn't. So then the alarm wakes me up at 1. Now I'm thinking, oh, you say you were there, but I didn't think you were.
I was home.
Anyway, dead phone. I'm on the couch, and if you've ever been to an Airbnb, you usually have to log in. They actually had all their logins already in the thing.
Yeah.
The golf was on Peacock. It's like the only app they didn't have.
Yeah, they're not alone.
So at first I'm like, well, maybe I'll catch up on the House of Dragon. Then I was like, no, that's too involved right now. They had this, like, LG is the name of the brand of the TV.
Yeah. So
they called it the LG channels, and you clicked on different things, gave you like activities, sports. So I'm thinking, oh, sure. Sports, golf. Joe, all it was a scroll of the scoreboard for the Open Championship. And at that point, only like 3 groups went off because they play golf the proper way. Oh. You're only allowed to tee off from the front.
I see.
From the first on the front, the Open 9.
Pinky out.
Yes. So they were literally like the scores of like 6 people. And I don't know when they were updating.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting there going, okay, I should probably just turn this off because it's probably better for my health to try to sleep.
Yeah.
But then no phone, so no alarm. I woke up at 8:30, charged my phone. Your bed had like this weird, I saw your cord, so I was like, oh, maybe there's a cord from my 1984 phone. Charged the phone, and then I opened it up at 9 o'clock, and you're like, Bill O'Brien's about to sit down.
Bill O'Brien's about to sit down.
I was like, yeah, no, I'm not there.
That's fine.
I'm not there.
Speaking of the
it's a calamitous adventure for me.
It's just
I missed our guy. I enjoy Bill O'Brien. We have great stories together.
Honestly,
he's a Brown quarterback, Penn State guy. Yeah. Great moments in Giglio history. I predicted that he would be Penn State's coach one time. Mm-hmm. He claims to remember that or not remember that. I don't know how you would not remember that.
Well, we're going to find out if Dabo remembers golfing with you back in like 2011.
Yeah.
We're going to find out.
Yeah.
That's one of the first things I want to bring up. All right, I think we filibustered enough. Again, we got a full show today. Thanks, everybody, for rocking with yesterday's late podcast. Because, again, with ACC Kickoff, things are a little wonky. Schedules can get fluid and all that kind of fun stuff. But appreciate you watching us on YouTube and on your favorite podcast app. Once again, this is a call to action. Do you like the podcast? You enjoy the podcast? You're new to the podcast? We appreciate you jumping on. And we would really appreciate it if you gave us 5 stars on your favorite podcast app. If you left a review, if you did the same thing on YouTube. It really helps out with the algorithm, and that's how we grow the show, organically through those types of things. So we appreciate everybody who has left a review, who has given us 5 stars. If you're new, you jumped on because of the Canes, which, by the way, low-key, has been funny on Radio Row. People have been like, man, what was that Canes run like? Because, again, if you think about it, like in these kind of like some of these ACC towns, it's like all college all the time. In fact, I had one guy from South Carolina go, man, how can I get people in South Carolina to give a shit about the Canes? I'm like, you just talk about the Canes, man. Yeah. Just let it rip. Make them care. That's what it's all about. So it's been interesting to kind of see how the Canes have had this carryover effect. Even Dave Dorn brought up the Canes yesterday. And, oh, by the way, one other last thing. I had some people bring up like, hey, did you bring up the Dave Dorn strays on the OG Sports phone during the Canes run? I'm like, why would I do that? Not everything. Just let the thing be a bit.
Josh.
No, he wasn't the only one.
Oh, okay.
He was not the only one. Just let the bit be a bit.
Right.
It's okay. It's all good. It's all good. Anyway, so we got a full lineup of things today. So let's get after it. Joining us at ACC Kickoff is the commissioner of the ACC. He is Jim Phillips. It's been a busy 5 years, a very busy 5 years for you. Now, I say this with great accomplishment, okay? I know we are retiring accomplished greatness. Now it's built in the ACC. I feel like you've also kind of been built in the ACC since you've been taking over as commissioner. And I don't think people appreciate it. It took me a second to kind of take a step back and like, let's think about these things. Just how much you've had to navigate, and I feel like hit now some relative calm, as much calm as there can be in college athletics these days, with revenue pieces, navigating other conferences and what they want to do with the college football playoff. I feel like most commissioners might just say, I'm out of this, man. This is too much. But you've stuck with it. It's been impressive to see this kind of calm down to where we are right now.
I really appreciate you saying that. I do, because I respect the both of you. And I think your love of the ACC has been certainly something I've noticed. And this has been a great conference before I got here. I didn't want to mess it up. Right, so there was part of that's been a really big motivator for me. That now it's 73 years. I'm only the 5th commissioner, and this position warranted my very best performance every day, and I mean that. 10 hours, 12 hours, 14 hours, and there was no blueprint when you came in, because it was during COVID, if you remember that. So that in itself is a challenge. And then we've had these just massive changes within college athletics, to your point. But we've tried to stay steady. We've tried to stay true. I meant what I said yesterday about this is an academic and athletic conference. It's not a Pollyanna statement. But there's much more than just those two elements. So I'm proud. I'm proud of what we've done. I'm proud of the accomplishments we've had on the field. I'm really proud of what we've done from a business portfolio standpoint to be now over $900 million and to have a 56% increase in revenue without a TV deal. It's a credit to our entire team. But we have more work to do. And I do feel very good about where we're positioned and the year we're coming off, especially in football and in basketball, though basketball down the stretch in the tournament, we didn't get as far as I thought we were going to be, right? But coming off of 11 bowl-eligible teams, 7 teams that won 9 games or more, 9 teams that won 8 games or more, going 7-4 against the P4 in the bowl in the bowl system, but the Miami race through the playoff was outstanding for the conference. So overall, just feel very good about what we've done together in the last 5 years.
Yeah, Miami's a big part of this, and there's no secret here. You have a tie to Notre Dame, but you were forthright in trying to get Miami into that playoff and politicking for them, which may have been a little bit different for you in your positioning in your years here, but that really paid off for you guys, really showing, hey, let's have head-to-head results matter. You were on the right side of the law, if you will, with Miami, but that had to be a little bit of an out-of-body experience for you.
All of these experiences, you don't know they're coming, and they come, and then you have to address it.
But you got some pushback from Notre Dame side, but it's like, hey man, we got to advocate for our teams. Not that Notre Dame isn't one of them, but you got to advocate for your teams, and again, being on the right side of that law with the head-to-head result. And Miami obviously validated all of that with their performance.
Incredible performance, an incredible run, and really it's not hyperbole. Well, they were a play away from winning the national championship. They were a play away from winning the national championship. If Carson Beck completes that pass and they go in to score. But that's this job. You don't know what you don't know until you have to do it, and you have to expect the unexpected. It's just part of college sports today.
So Joe, I know Joe has a follow-up on the revenue portion of this related to Duke and Amazon and some big picture implications of that. But the revenue piece is key to this. Miami's success literally pays off for them, right, with the way that you have structured things. And some of it might have been unpopular when it was going through. I certainly was like, I'm not so sure about this. I'm sure you had member institutions that were also like, I'm not so sure about this. But now that it's been in this mode and people know what it is, and you're seeing its success with people on the field, and also you have your television rating portion of this as well, and other streams of revenue, as you say, without a window to renegotiate your television. As I get back to that word calm, is everybody on the same page now and liking what they see based off of all of these negotiations to get to where we are?
I think it's an appropriate term. Listen, sometimes you got to go through it, and it's rough.
Only way out is through.
But once you get through it, you really benefit. It galvanizes you some. It does show you that you're able to maybe get through some situations that on the surface and initially think, wow, it's going to be difficult to get this thing steady again. the viewership and the success initiatives for revenue, it's been a good thing. It just has. It is about earning what you get.
I like how you put it yesterday. You eat what you kill.
You eat what you kill, for sure. You do, and that should give hope to people in our schools that if you're going to get a reward in financial reward down the road from distribution, then you're going to have to invest. You're going to have to invest in people. You're going to have to invest in facilities. You're going to have to invest in NIL dollars and rev share, and that's competition. That's the heart of college sports. So I know there was some discussion about, well, is this going to work or not? I would just say this. I really believe in the next 3 to 5 years, you're going to see multiple conferences doing something similar. Because your brand is your brand, and you should get rewarded for that. And then let's settle some of that distribution on how you perform on the field. So schedule well. It'll drive up viewership. It'll draw attention to recruits. They want to come and play against the best competition possible. And I love where that's driven football for us now. 10 Power 4 games. We have 3 schools playing 11 Power 4 games this year. And I think that's excellent. That's excellent. Instead of playing 8 games and 4 games against maybe not the best competition. And I'd like to see all of the Power 4 conferences get to nine Power 4 conference games and a 10th Power 4.
I know we've been too nice to you, so I do have to curse you out, man.
Stop.
Okay.
App State coming to Raleigh this year.
Yes.
Would have been nice to have gone to Boone, man. Would have been nice.
It's a good spot.
I know. You're to blame for that now.
I know.
You're the one.
We love our Mountaineer listeners.
Our Pirates and our Mountaineers.
We love our
man.
Mountaineer listeners.
I'm looking forward to see. I'm going to see them. I'm going to see them in Greenville. I'm going to see them in Raleigh. So I'm looking forward to that. But no, I had to give you a little bit of a hard time for that. But this portion of the Duke stuff. Oh, one thing you just said about your brand is your brand. It could change. Your brand can change. Look at Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Your first year of the Success Initiative, they're playing these 2 gigantic games. Now, did they come away with the season that they wanted? No. But, we kind of equate, well, the only way to have success is to win a championship, is to go to this bowl, or do this.
Right.
I'm sure they would have traded for some of those wins, but they were in 2 gigantic spotlight games that really paid off for them. Syracuse was the same way that first year.
Yes.
SMU, SMU who's over here saying, we'll come in, you don't have to pass, but we're going to take some when we get to the playoff. We get
Absolutely.
you know what I mean? We're going to earn our way and take some when we get to that playoff. So I think the one thing that you've established is, yes, you have some great brands, Miami, Carolina, Duke, Florida State, Clemson. But some of these other schools have realized under this initiative that your brand doesn't have to, it can change. It can be malleable.
Right. That's part of why I believe the playoffs should expand, because you have to have hope. You have to give people reason to invest, that there is a better destination that's in front of you if you have an opportunity.
Okay. And you say expand. 16, 24. Where are you? Where do you fall on that one?
24.
Okay. See, I'm with you. More is more. I don't get people who don't want more.
The World Cup, they expanded.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Did you
Freaking
guys,
phenomenal.
I know, but did you see the World Cup? Did you see the conversation about the World Cup 2 days ago? What they said?
They want to go to 64.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Listen, I said this about the NCAA tournament, men's and women's basketball. Stop acting like more isn't more. Now, you have to do it right. And I think that's where you're kind of getting into this with the Big Ten and the SEC. It can't be 24 teams and Rutgers gets in because they're in the Big Ten.
Right.
Not to pick on Rutgers, I'm from New Jersey. You got to earn it.
Right.
And I think that's where we saw the real success of the World Cup. It was different countries getting a chance. And it can't, I want the ACC to have success. You know that. But I want to see other teams have a chance.
Yes.
And I think that's a big part of this equation of why people fight a little bit on the 24 front. And it's just seems to me almost like a no-brainer, but maybe I'm being oversimplistic.
No, I think you said it incredibly well. I've said it before. I don't worry about the major brands.
Yeah.
If you think about the top 6 or 8 college football brands, they're going to be fine. But it's that next group that wants to achieve and get to that upper level that needs an opportunity. And there's so much money as it relates to rev share and NIL that's in the system right now. And I don't know how schools can long-term rationalize spending, investing in those kinds of dollars when there's not a chance to have an outcome, which means access to the college football playoff.
Now the Duke Amazon.
Yeah, I was going to. Speaking of money, I am curious. How did the Duke Amazon deal just kind of come about? Because it seemed like your ESPN is your wonderful partner for the ACC network. We all know this, and all of a sudden they announced this deal, and I'm like, well, everyone had to have signed off on this. The league, ESPN, the other schools, right? Like Carolina, Miami. They got to be like, oh, okay, I'm okay with this. How did you manage to pull that? Well, it was very Swaffordian of you.
No.
To get all these people to sign off on something.
To get everybody to agree on something like that, because this has big picture implications.
Yeah.
To do
Are we making too big of a deal of this,
or not? Because we think it's a big deal.
Yeah, you're probably making a little bit too big of a deal.
Okay.
A little bit.
Okay.
It's all Nina King.
We give her credit for everything. Don't you worry.
Yeah, don't worry. We give Nina a lot of credit.
She deserves the credit.
Okay.
She is the one that came up with the thought. We certainly looked at it contractually, what we can and can't do.
Yeah.
They were able to make an agreement with ESPN. It was a little bit of a barter system. They would allow them access for this inventory in return for a commitment to play in some of the ESPN sponsored events.
Right.
Our other schools in the ACC can do exactly the same.
I think
they can.
State and Carolina are going to do this in basketball. They're going to have their one-off since they don't play twice now because of the scheduling.
Yeah.
That's why we're wondering
for another day.
That's why we were wondering about the big picture implications of this, because it does open the door for other things, like the good things. Like these are good things. These are what fans want. So we were just kind of curious about that
want,
to get everybody on board.
And it's part of what each athletic director and every commissioner in the country is thinking about: content, assets, turning that into revenue, and that's what they've been able to do.
Yeah.
And so good for them. But the other example that you gave is another opportunity to play in a game that those dollars are going to go to those schools, and that's not, as you look at the upcoming revenue projections, that's not coming from the ACC.
Right.
That's going directly to those schools.
Right.
So we got a little bit more time with you. I wanted to hit on this though. I know you have meetings all day. You're worried about what's going on in DC and implications with college sports. You're dealing with us, but I know you're spending some time refreshing, wondering what the Carolina Hurricanes are doing this offseason. You're a huge Caniac now.
I really am, and I'm a diehard Chicago Blackhawk fan. But listen to me.
Okay.
But you guys were the first ones to tell me about the Canes. Honestly, it was
you
the
had to get
first
to
year.
a game. Yeah.
It's kind of like people who didn't know about Hawaii until they watched golf on TV.
And so I had a chance to take Laura and John and James, my two youngest guys, and we went to Game 4. Mm-hmm. Unbelievable. Incredible. Incredible. And so I had watched them a bunch during the last several years.
Yeah, you're watching and keep
watching
tabs
games
on them, right?
and watching scores.
Wait. Was that your first game?
That was his first game.
Game 5 at
was
home?
the Stanley Cup,
the Stanley Cup final game. Yeah.
Wow. Come on now.
Yeah.
You can't ask for a better setup.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're spoiled now, though. Just so you know.
But you see it now? Because we're in the triangle.
I do see it.
You have State fans, you have Carolina fans. They all come together. They all come together for this.
What I wanted to do, I wanted to get there early.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to take it all in before the gates open, walk around. I had a ball cap on. I mean, it was really beautiful because not really recognizable.
Yeah.
Right. And
you could be a fan again.
Yeah, you could just be a fan, and the kids loved it. And so I was so happy, that they were able to close it out in Vegas in the next game, and they were just a magical season. And Brindamore, that guy is...
He's that guy.
He's got that wolf blood.
I know, he's incredible. And then they got him with his shirt off. He looks like he's about 20 years old.
Yeah.
And the players, you can see, love playing for him. Love playing for him. So it was a lot of fun.
The GM is an ACC legend.
Eric Tulsky.
Oh, yeah.
Cal.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
honestly,
you got all the bases covered.
I know.
Mike Sondheim, Carolina grad.
Carolina
so you
guy,
got that place on lock.
But here is The only remorse that I had is, and I told you guys this before, I think Luke the Cock knew this well because he'd always ask me, but Jack Jury and my son Luke went to the same elementary school together back outside of Chicago, and they're buds.
Yeah.
They're buds. They talk all the time. And I hated that Jack got traded.
Joe,
you and me both, man.
Joe hated it too. Joe
and Brendamore.
Yeah.
Brendamore loved him like
Did he love
nothing
him?
else,
Yeah.
man.
That's a great family. I know the family and great people. Jack's a great young guy. So congrats to the Canes.
Yeah.
Did you bring us gifts?
Every time I shouldn't say every time, but the last several times that I've come on your show, you guys have given me some J&J merch.
Yeah.
And so
I love this Rob Lowe hat.
I thought you needed some gear.
Yeah. Oh, Joe, you're all in. Polos?
Oh.
We got ACC polos?
Yes.
Oh goodness.
Because that's what you gave me.
I know.
Yeah.
We're there for you, man.
Oh, is this like a quart?
Take
Is
care
this a
of you.
hoodie? You're too
Pull
kind.
that out. Yeah, pull that out.
Joe, this is all
quarter
you.
zip.
It's a quarter zip, dude. This is this is all you, dude.
That's a little winter golf.
I know. That's you in like December.
Let's go.
Well, we
Taking care of us.
appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much.
All right, we're gonna have to come out to the office and remember.
Yeah, we'll have to argue another day. And today was not an
No,
argument.
but we do have one more content thing now that we bring up the Canes. One of these days, when the three locals are playing in basketball and the Canes are playing that night, you're road tripping with us.
Okay. Let's try to do that this year.
I don't think I can.
I'm serious.
He can't hang.
Do that.
He can't hang. You can hang. So I think we're going to make it happen. Jim Phillips, ACC Commissioner. We appreciate it as always.
Thank you.
Housekeeping. Yeah, we always appreciate the time that Commissioner Jim Phillips has for us. One of these days, we're going to get to their dang office and do the show from there, from the ACC HQ. I want to see how the ACC HQ compares to OG Media HQ at eFruit Studios.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of OGHQ, we're a block away from places like Raleigh Times, Gravy City, all great spots. And for the World Cup final, which we now have the final set with Spain and Argentina, that's going to be 3 o'clock on Sunday.
Yep.
We're going to be hanging out in the courtyard again behind City and Gravy. It's a fantastic setup. They got a full bar, full menu. If it's too hot, don't worry about it. They got an inside space as well.
Space. Yep.
So come on out, hang out with us. We'll have a good time. Everybody, it's funny. I was editing yesterday while the game was going on, and the way everybody in this lobby reacted to how Argentina came back in this thing, man, was pretty wild to watch.
Yeah, listen, tell me, future boy.
Yeah.
Who's the president in 1985? You always have to factor Max Payne when it comes to England.
Yeah.
It can't just be, we lost to Erling Haaland. We lost in Azteca.
Yeah, you were supposed to lose in Azteca. Yes.
That's not Max Payne.
No, it's not.
Max Payne is taking the lead against Argentina, the country that I think at this point you hate the most because they keep eliminating you in grandiose fashion and in just gut-busting fashion. And so once it was 1-0, I actually put money on Argentina. I put it on the wrong result. I thought it would go to penalties.
Oh, okay.
But of course, they end up scoring twice, even before extra time. And it's not coming home.
It's not coming home, folks.
So I got bad news. NC State's ACC title, sorry. Buffalo Bills, sorry. Toronto Maple Leafs, sorry.
Now, you know
England
what
has to go first.
You know what can come home? A fine rowback.
Yes.
A polo, a hoodie, pants, skirts.
Mm-hmm.
They got everything. It's fantastic stuff. It's very, very comfortable. In fact, yesterday we had, because where the hotel is set up in the lobby, people coming through here, this breezeway, to get to their actual jobs, right? And we've had a couple people like, hey man, love the podcast, like Charlotte area listeners, and we appreciate you. We really, really do. And then you've had this
second on our demo, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Raleigh and Charlotte. And you have been shouting to the Charlottonians, hey, OG20. Hey, rowback OG20.
OG20, use that.
Trying to get those Charlotte numbers up.
That's right.
We were at the Beaver last night.
Mm-hmm.
Guys were leaving the bar. They're like, hey, man, really appreciate the podcast. I was like, no, thank you. You yelling as we're walking out. OG20. OG20. So use the promo code OG20. We want to impress rowback with some Charlotte numbers. That's what it's all about. And you Raleigh folks, Chapel Hill folks, Durham folks, we love you. It's all good. We're just trying to
keep going. Keep doing what you're doing.
Keep doing what you're doing. So use that promo code OG20 at rowback.com. Would you like a free rowback from us?
Ooh.
Real easy to do. All you got to do is refinance with our friends at Miller Lending. Check them out online, millerlending.com, 919-447-3377. I was flabbergasted because, remember, I'm a Coastal credit card. I have a Coastal Federal Credit Union credit card, which gives you, like, I mean, my dad, it's an old IBM thing. So, like, my credit card rate's pretty low.
Yeah.
You flabbergasted me yesterday when you told me what some of these credit card rates are.
Oh, yeah, man.
So if you are in that situation,
Dundon's jealous at some of this.
so if you find yourself dealing with some credit card debt, you'd like to consolidate this debt and get to a lower interest rate, you're looking at your house, it's your biggest investment. And while the interest rates aren't at these historic lows from 5-6 years ago, they're still lower than your credit card. And it's a way to consolidate debt and get a handle on it. So contact our friends at Miller Lending. And here's the most important thing about Miller Lending, Gordon, Austin, and the crew. They are not going to get you into a mortgage situation that is bad for you. That's not what this is about. They'll straight up tell you, now is not the time to do it. They've told me that.
Told me too.
Not the time to do it. We'll let you know. That is looking out for the customers. And that is Miller Lending. Check them out, millerlending.com, 919-447-3377. Speaking of saving money, our guy Matt Davis at State Farm, he cannot go to the competition toilets because he's at this golf event, is he not?
That's right. He can only just walk by them.
Normal ones, right? Now, you might think, I got like a normal interest rate. I got normal insurance rates. They're normal. Are they, though?
Are you sure?
Are you sure about that? When's the last time you actually thought about your insurance? You could be wasting money. So contact our guy, Matt Davis, insuregarner.com, 919-779-8277. And I might have to have a conversation with Matt about OG financial planning so that in the future, we can just get the media hotel, one for you, one for me, and we won't have to stuff a smoke detector into the trunk of your car.
Yeah.
Just a little future financial planning for OG Media, which we don't get
in there, man. Like I feel like we've been hit or miss with the Airbnbs. Like last year, we killed it.
You nailed it.
Two really good ones last year.
You nailed it. I think it was also the neighborhood by the
ACC
Rhino Market.
Yeah.
But you know what? We can't even go back there because I forgot the ACC tournament this year is in Greensboro.
In the Berry.
So we're gonna have to find a Greensboro Airbnb.
Yeah. Fishbones will be running up the tab at Fishbones though. I'm excited about that.
I like it. So Matt, and we got to talk to Matt about this. Let's financially plan for next year. 919-779-8277. And speaking of financially planning, we're talking fiscal years, quarters ending. Are you on top of it? You might not have the bandwidth as a small business owner, especially if you deal with government grants, to get a handle on this. You're like, I should do this. Or did I have this? You know who can do this for you as a fractional CFO? Our guy, Chris Brassfield. Hit him up, brassfieldaccounting.com. Again, that's brassfieldaccounting.com. Well, look who's sitting down with us at Radio Row, ACC Kickoff. It isn't the mayor of the ACC West Durham.
Okay, great. I came to check in on Hockey Town. What do you want me to tell you?
Hey, we just talked to Commissioner Phillips. He's a huge Caniac now. He's given up his Blackhawks. And why wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's been a long time for the Blackhawks.
It is. Welcome to Hockey Town, USA.
I mean, let me just be honest here. Congratulations to everybody in Raleigh and the Triangle, certainly. But also, to Tom Dundon and Rod Brindamore and all the people with the franchise. I told you guys this. I had a chance to meet Brindamore very briefly at NSMA, not this year, but a year ago in Greensboro when Trip Tracy won North Carolina Sportscaster of the Year. Mm-hmm. What a delightful guy, number one, and you guys know this better than I do, but also just so real and honest and candid about coaching and team and all the things that we kind of study in the industry we're in. And you can't help but pull for him. And the way the team played was terrific. I told Ovies, Joe, my wife became a Caniac fan. She became a Canes fan because I was watching Game 2 against Ottawa in the house, and she goes, "What's that?" I said, "Well, this is the Hurricanes are playing tonight." And she goes, "Oh, we're going to watch." Okay, so she sat down. Hour and a half later, she's in.
That's all it takes sometimes.
She's in.
Hey, they had a slogan back in the day called "You'll know when you go." Okay, that was a Canes slogan back in the day. And there is something to that when it comes to hockey. There's an appreciation with the speed. When you go to a game, there's an appreciation of the speed and the physicality and, no plays off, so to speak, that it'll entice you.
It got to a point, Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
She looks at me and goes, "What are we doing tonight? Are the Canes on?" How about that, huh?
Yeah. Vicky
know?
knows the hockey.
Vicky was in on the hockey.
It's
so
almost like winning brings people aboard.
Huh?
yeah,
This is
funny
crazy.
the way it works, isn't it?
And it's almost like there are some ACC schools that are finally coming out of the wilderness going, if we spend money and add resources to these football products, ones that, Virginia Tech and the like, hey, maybe things might turn around.
Tell you what, Hokies done on overhaul now.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, Tim Sands, gone. Whit Babcock, gone. By the way, Brian White, rock star.
What did you?
Oh no!
What do you mean?
Is it? Wait a minute. Is this
yes,
part of the
it is.
mafia?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
This
geez.
is the other Kevin White's son,
Oh,
who's
my
the athletic
goodness.
administrator. Danny's at Tennessee.
Yeah,
Brian
yeah.
was the AD at Florida Atlantic. He's
Yeah.
now at Virginia Tech.
Oh, boy.
Mike, the other brother, is the head basketball coach at Georgia.
Man, it's takeover.
Kind of makes that Durham broadcasting thing look like chicken. You know what?
I don't know. I feel like the ACC, just like the Big 12 had the Monster Energy, whatever. We should just be like the Kevin White, whatever
We are.
ACC at this point.
Already are.
With the
Don't need to
kids.
call it that.
Did Brian go to Notre Dame? I didn't look.
No, they're all. I mean, doesn't matter if they win or not.
Yeah.
They're just all in.
Yeah, I mean Nina, Boo,
Bubba.
Bubba.
Yeah.
I mean, now
Yeah.
this guy, all the whites.
Thanks. All
It's
the
a
whites.
takeover.
Yeah, all the whites.
Jim.
Jim,
Phillips.
yeah, Jim's in there. Sure he is.
It's
That's
all
right.
in there.
Yeah, he was at Arizona State. Jim was in the glory days. Arizona State years ago with Frieder. Volunteer assistant. Jim was the restricted earnings coach when Headache Smith was arraigned on gambling charges.
Really?
Absolutely.
How do you have these fun facts, man?
Because I watch Netflix documentaries.
Okay, well, that'll do it. That'll do it. Now, did you go to any World Cup games in Atlanta?
I did not.
My dad went to one and you didn't, and you're out there, man.
Well,
Come on.
as Ernie has often said, I am unlucky.
This is true. This
Yeah.
is true.
That's right.
Yeah, Ernie. No, not him.
Not Wes.
He's unlucky. I haven't forgotten, Ernie.
So okay, you can't be blamed for Spain tying with Cape Verde when he went to go see them in Atlanta.
Oh, no, but I bet he had a good time at Mercedes-Benz.
He absolutely had a
And
blast.
I tell you what, that facility rocked the World Cup.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
And they'll be thinking of that on Sunday. We're in the parking lot of the Harmon Meadows in New Jersey. I don't care if they call it New York, New Jersey Stadium. I know where it is. And some of those Argentinian fans are going to have to swing by the Xanadu, Giglio,
Cool off.
have a look at the indoor skiing
The
complex
indoor
over
skiing
there.
or the gigantic wave pool.
That's it, the
Yes.
gigantic wave pool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Too bad Action Park is not still open.
Well, Action Park still exists in its.
Go over
a-
and watch
it's
the
a
harness racing.
It's a shell of itself. It's a
The
shell of
metal
itself. Yeah.
And then you hit the Carvel ice cream, exit 7 in Hoboken.
Fudgy the Whale.
So 2 days of ACC kickoff so
Yes,
far.
sir. Two in.
You've been manning the desk over at the ACC network.
Only brief time, but thank
it's
you.
fine. You've been manning. It's
I've
fine.
been doing production
Taylor
elements
Tannenbaum,
elsewise.
It's all good.
Yeah,
It's all good.
Tannenbaum, Kelsey's here. Kelsey Riggs Cuff in town today.
All good stuff.
Yeah.
What is being missed, you think? I mean, Miami's an obvious story. We went through the Mensa stuff yesterday.
Yeah.
State, as we've discussed with people, are kind of like they're playing that role of let's look at the schedule. They got a quarterback, et cetera, right? SMU and Louisville, they're in that tier.
They're behind Miami.
By Miami.
Yep.
What are we missing? What's not been discussed in your opinion?
Well, from a school perspective, Pitt, they'll be here tomorrow. But you look at Pitt's schedule, they don't leave town until October 1st.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Okay? And if you look at the schedule, October 2nd, they're at Virginia Tech. And after Virginia Tech, if they were to win the game in Blacksburg, which I think they will, then you're looking at a team that might run 7, 8, 9 in a row off. I mean, it's just kind of there for Pat Narduzzi. And here's the thing. Every time we don't talk about them,
Correct.
what happens?
Make
Right?
a run.
Yeah. And I think they're capable. Heinzel was terrific last year at times, steady at
That was
other.
against NC State.
Yeah. I
Phenomenal.
mean, there's going to be, they got running backs. They're pretty good on defense. The coordinator change was in-house. Randy Bates retired. Corey Sanders takes over as the defensive coordinator. Cade Bell, third year. He's got another Western Carolina transfer. One of those guys you didn't know was in Cullowhee. And all of a sudden, I personally think Pitt is the team that could make the jump into the top 5.
It's interesting. Big Mac, Eric McLean,
Yep.
has a soft spot for State. You have a soft spot for Pitt. You love the Nard dog.
No, I just see what he does, and I relate Pat.
They're the same person. Like, they're on the other side of the spectrum from each other. But they're the same person.
Yeah, Pat and Dave, to me, have both done yeoman's work.
And they don't want you to talk about it.
At not easy jobs. And they, like Mario Cristobal, they don't want you to talk about their program.
No.
Mario Cristobal is not happy. He's going to be the overwhelming preseason favorite to win this league.
Which to me, it's Mario, you're a Miami guy. That's where you live, dude. Like, come on.
Well, he's one of 3 guys coaching in this league who is coaching at their alma mater. 4 guys, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got Mario, you got Brent, you've got Jeff Brom, you got Tavita Pritchard. I mean, it's crazy. Tosh Lupoy now, I'm sorry, that's another guy. Played at Cal and coaching Cal. That part of this, Mario, I told him, I said, I think it's well-deserved. You're recognized as one of the top 5 programs in the country.
And if you're the ACC, this is what you want from a branding perspective, because you need the big dogs, if you will. Miami is one of them. And then you need their partner in crime. You need Florida State to also level up in that situation. That's why James Franklin being at Virginia Tech, I don't know how quickly this is going to turn around for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, I'm not as optimistic that it'll happen like Kurt Signetti at Indiana type fast. I think it'll happen. I just think there's a little more to the wire than maybe what Hokie fans want.
Yeah, it's a weird thing where we're so used to it from basketball, where the teams that are supposed to be good and traditionally good, and you need them to be your flagships, if you will.
Right.
The coaches embrace that. They understand that they're carrying the ACC flag along with their school. So with Mario being so, like, I don't know, weird about that sort of stuff. It's like, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me, especially given the history of Miami, which has always been, look at us, we're back, and you're mad about it.
Right.
So, I don't know, man, lean in. Like, that's the part I just don't get.
They're going to be immensely talented.
Yes.
I mean, Mensa is a perfect fit for what they want to do, ultimately on offense. I mean, they got Mark Fletcher looked like a linebacker walking through here. And you're Malachi Toney, arguably the most explosive player in all of college football.
Yes.
Barkate, as reliable as anybody catching the ball.
This is what makes Miami.
Lofton at tight end, Joe.
What are you grunting about?
What's your problem?
The Duke farm system, man. I forgot, because it's not just Mensa.
No, it's Barkate.
Barkate, too. It's hard. I don't know. It's just hard for me to watch some of these things.
Why?
I don't like it.
That's the landscape, Giglio.
It is what it is. I mean,
I hate to tell you.
I know
Genie
that.
not back in the bottle.
Now, I would say this, though, and we kind of discussed this with Chip Patterson yesterday. And I know you've kind of, Giglio's been kind of on me, like, the whole, how are you not seeing that Miami Mensa is, like, not the top storyline coming out of ACC Kickoff and the dynamics there? And I think what I am underselling here is the Duke of it all. If Mensa comes from another school, if he does, like, a more high profile, I mean, we get the dynamics, right?
Sure.
Like, I am of the opinion. I remember I texted this to your colleague George Sedano out on the West Coast, ESPN colleague, Miami guy. You know, he's texting me about Miami and Manny Diaz and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, dude, if I'm Miami, if I'm Mario Cristobal, I am sending gift baskets and various other things, maybe even a little chunk of that success initiative to Manny, because Miami's not in the playoff without Duke.
Right.
And now they're not rolling without their quarterback.
Yeah. And
not going, all out war over this. So to me, I almost feel like Duke is not being appreciated enough from the Miami perspective for how all this played out.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give you some of that.
Okay.
I think, though, that here's the part where I'll tie Duke back to it in this light.
Okay.
We've now seen 2 years of Manny Diaz. We saw 2 years of Mike Elko. Is there a better 4-year sequence in Duke football history than what's happened?
No.
There's not.
Since, like, the original Iron Dukes when the Rose Bowl was played in Durham in the 40s, late 30s.
Right, and that might be the only time. But what I'm getting at is Duke is set now with the work of Elko in 2 and Manny in his first 2. Duke is set to withstand some of this, okay?
Yeah.
They are going to – I mean, these people that are picking Duke in the bottom 3, I don't see that. I mean, I think they're going to be above the bottom 3. I don't know how many they're going to win, but Nate Shepherd's pretty daggone good. And defensively, they bring back more than people think. Okay? I mean, Deshaun Stone in the secondary is a kid who's played a lot of football, middle of the field, critical piece of the defense of what Manny builds. I just see Duke as being better than people think. there's going to be somebody that makes the jump. We're talking about Pitt with the start earlier. Pitt's going to be middle of the road when the poll comes out. The question is, Duke is probably going to – is Duke going to be 11, 12-ish, 13, 14-ish? I don't think they're that – I think they're going to be better than that.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, I don't love the situation that Mensa left them in.
No, it's terrible.
At the end of the portal like that.
The timing of it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you want to leave, but don't do what those two did. That's quite, in plain English, that's shitty.
It's circumstantial to the rules and regulations of what's in play now, which is also lack of guidance, lack of guardrails, whatever you want to call it.
Part of it is also kind of treating Duke as if they were not that league champions this year.
That's right.
They were. Those players were both financially rewarded by Duke to be ACC champions.
And Mensa was signed to the NIL deal to come back.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah.
But there's not a single person in the ACC that looks at all the years in which Mike Krzyzewski ruined life for you that you're going to be sympathetic in Duke.
That's
sympathetic for Duke in any way, shape, or form.
Therein lies the other part.
I mean, how many times, Giglio, do you like to point out, like, hey, does this ACC school really need a win here to help bolster their NCAA tournament champions?
Let me put 50
chances.
on
You know what I'm going to do now? I'm gonna stick it in your ear, as you like to say. So none of this. I get where you're coming from, but not a single person out here is going, poor Duke.
But to Wes's point, I think they have a good team.
Yeah, they do.
But they were not able to get commensurate parts for what they lost.
Also, can we also?
Where I do think they would have if they had more time.
I agree.
I also think too that Duke. I'm amazed they pulled it out. Okay, they pulled it out with an ACC championship.
Yeah,
but they had some clunker.
Head scratch
what
losses.
the hell are you doing early on that would have put them in position to make the college football playoff?
They're the most triangle good ACC champions of all time.
They did accomplish. They accomplished greatness. True triangle good greatness was accomplished by Duke last season.
So we did a sit down with Mensa yesterday.
Yeah, how'd that go?
It was good.
Okay.
He was very insightful. I think the young man deserves an unbelievable amount of credit for the connectivity he's built at 3 different schools now: Tulane, Duke, and now at Miami.
Yeah.
The fact that he had a giant list of one FBS offer coming out of St. Joe's in San Luis Obispo is amazing. You know, he said the other 2 were Idaho State and Lindenwood. I mean, that was it. So all the people that tell you 5-star, 4-star, can't beat it, one of America's best quarterbacks and the second in passing yardage a year ago had Idaho State and Lindenwood as the offers that he was leaning toward when Tulane made the offer.
Well, I mean, this is also the problem that we're going to have, and I think that's probably the buried lead here is it's not just Duke. It's kind of like yesterday with C.J. Bailey being around, still wearing an NC State stuff.
Because we all thought that wasn't going to happen.
No. So
and I wouldn't have blamed them.
If you are the States of the world, Dukes and things like that, and you find that guy,
right,
you become a farm system.
Correct.
That's a larger issue here. But look, man, there's ways to get around this. You collectively bargain. I don't know. Just a thought.
Yeah, there are all
sorts
of. If we could get the 4 commissioners to agree on a college football structure from a playoff perspective, then we can move on to the other things.
We talked to Phillips earlier. Y'all understand that with days like this, things are all kind of piecemealed together. But anyway, one of the things I wanted to bring up to Phillips, but we ran out of time, was exactly that, right? Like I commend Commissioner Phillips for fighting the fight. Yep. And to his credit, as I mentioned to him in the conversation with him, all things considered, some decisions and initiatives that even I was like, are you sure about this? Have worked out. Things seem relatively calm in the ACC at this particular kickoff, or as calm as they can be in college athletics.
Right.
So you can see that the man's trying to get consensus, and he's been somewhat successful in his own league. But man, you're not doing that with the other commissioners.
Yeah.
And I am curious for a guy who has been burned by other commissioners. Okay. I don't want to get too deep into the alliance, but the guy's been burned.
Yeah.
By other commissioners.
The alliance.
Never forget.
Roll.
I looked at him.
Never forget.
So for a guy who's been burned, I commend him for still trying to work with these other 2, the SEC and the Big Ten, who they can't even see eye to eye on where these things are going.
I thought the most compelling statement he made Monday was, if we don't get it done, it's on us.
He's right.
And he's exactly right.
Exactly right.
And I'm going to be really interested to see because Brett Yormark didn't say that. He was too busy taking out some cat from Lubbock.
Tortilla. It's tortilla.
Right.
Anyway.
But I'll be really interested to see what Greg Sankey says next week in Tampa.
Yeah.
And then what Tony Petitti says in the Chicago Hilton Ballroom where Harrison Ford in The Fugitive was filmed.
Well,
I'm just saying.
The one-armed man.
Yeah, the one-armed man.
Who's the one-armed man?
The Fugitive was filmed in the ballroom where the Big Ten has their event. So I just thought I'd pass that along.
another fun fact from West Durham, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. So look, Jim put it out there. I don't disagree with what he said. I think it is incumbent upon them. I also have heard way too many times in the last 9 to 12 months, well, we got to get the room smaller. Well, the room is down to 4.
Yeah.
And that's all it's going to take.
But they want it even smaller than that. They just want 2.
They
Actually,
want
if
2.
You're the SEC, they want 1.
Yeah, they want
That's it.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I don't know
I'm
how
with you. The SEC needs a boogeyman. The SEC needs a foil. All the self-governance stuff. It's like, no, you want to bang on the NCAA. You want to be a little renegade.
I don't disagree with some of what Jerry Moorhead, the president of Georgia, has said, but I think you'd be chasing a little bit of fool's gold if you just decide to up and go on your own.
Yeah.
I think that might sound really good on paper, might be reality poor for the Southeastern Conference.
Why is the SEC not going first anymore? SEC used to set the table, man. They drove the conversation. Why are they not going first anymore?
I think we said this last year. Some of this is made for television.
Yes.
I think the Big 12 likes going first.
Okay.
I think they like doing what they do and where they do it at the Star in Dallas. I think the second part of this is I think the SEC, the Big 10 always has gone last to me. What you're thinking of is the SEC has sometimes been ahead or even with the ACC. Joe.
Yeah. Usually there's been a little bit of overlap.
We're early by a week this year.
Yes.
I'll be interested to see if we go back next summer, especially with the way the 27 calendar works in college football. So
you're already thinking about the 27 calendar.
No, I just know that there's.
Well, he's excited because the ACC tournament's back in Greensboro.
I know there's some complications with the 27 calendar as it relates to football, which I thought was really interesting. I'm sorry I haven't had a chance to talk to Rich Clark yet, the executive director of the College Football Playoff. I was glad to know that they released the dates.
Oh, no.
For the next, I want to say 6 years of the College Football Playoff last week. Semifinals and final sites all the way out to 2031.
How are they able to do that?
Damn if I know.
Yeah, I was gonna say we don't even have a format locked in.
That would be the other issue I thought, but yet they ran with it and put it out. You can look on their Twitter feed; it's on their Twitter feed.
And heck, if I understand it correctly, they haven't even signed off with this upcoming college football playoff. Like the ink's not even on the paper yet.
On the 12.
Yeah.
The one for 26?
Yeah.
I think we're okay for 26.
Okay.
But I think
there's some nuts and bolts that still need to be.
27 to 31 is probably the issue that you're running into more than anything else.
Okay.
So,
okay. Fair enough.
Anyway, look, that organization, you guys have heard me say it before. I've said it several times. We need to quit playing games opposite the National Football League in quarterfinals. Campus games have been phenomenal. If you're going to add more of that, I'm all for the expansion. But what I'm not for is playing the game all the way into February. Because the NFL ultimately, as I told you guys, is going to play 18 games in 20 weeks with 16 international games. The NFL is coming for Labor Day weekend in the next collective bargaining agreement, too.
Yeah.
So
once they get to 18. Look, college is the only sport, forever. Everything is about gambling. Forever, I would take the under in the national championship game because you had two teams who didn't play for, 40 days.
Yeah.
And it's stupid. NFL, you get 1 week off.
Yeah.
Like they got to play these games.
Yeah. And
to your point, play them on the damn campuses.
Well, there's a schedule for the college football playoff where there's 2 weeks between the quarterfinals and the semis next year.
Right. And I get it. You start running into the NFL windows, this, that, and the other. But they should be playing these games in December. There should not be these long breaks. And it just doesn't make any sense to me.
That's one of the other complications, I think, too, of the 27 calendar in college football.
Yeah. Well, college football has a lot of problems that they refuse to solve. And you just said it about the calendar. like it's a Mesopotamian rain table or some bullshit that the crops won't fucking grow if we don't follow the calendar.
Getting a lot here in the 18 and over demo.
It's your calendar.
Yeah.
If you'd like to start your season in the middle of August with a preseason game against 1 AA teams, do it.
Yeah.
If you'd like to have your week 0 be the week before or 2 weeks before, do it.
Yeah.
It's your calendar. You should also be giving all of your team 2 open weeks during the season. Nobody should be playing on 4 days rest. And yet, here we are. Having these same conversations that I've had for the last however many years.
What is this, Anchorman? We've come to the same party, and in no way is this depressing that we keep having these conversations?
You okay?
It's your calendar.
Sometimes this turns into therapy, Wes.
I know it does.
And actually, Joe's had a couple therapy sessions at ACC Kickoff in the last 2 days.
So what have you had?
We had a nice heart-to-heart with NC State people yesterday. It was
Thought
good.
you and Dave were great yesterday.
We had fun.
We had a lot of fun with
Dave took that Weller. Smart move there.
was
The reason he's the head coach, and we're all just playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be his draft choice, but
Yeah.
And big shouts to Ken. You got that quarter rope.
I'm going to tell you this. Quarter oak is going to look good in Cartersville, Georgia.
There we go.
Yeah.
Now we're
On
talking.
the shelf.
yes.
Let's look ahead. Well, what do you think Carolina fans are more paying more attention to?
Okay.
Are they paying
Caleb Wilson getting 35 in the Summer League
Are
the other
they
night?
paying more attention to Caleb Wilson's Summer League action? I just got the email from Inside Carolina. They got a Peach Jam intel report.
Uh-oh.
Okay,
Oh,
so
boy.
I just got that email from Inside Carolina.
Okay.
It's old school.
Very old school. Talking like, oh man, Peach Jam, and now we're talking.
I've
Or-
never been to Peach Jam. I hear it's something, though.
Oh, I bet.
I hear it's something. I've never been to Peach Jam.
So-
I've never been to the Masters either, but that's a whole other story.
I've heard that getting into the Masters is to cover the Masters.
no,
to
I've
get
never been as
credential.
a spectator or
Really?
patron. No.
Okay, I'm surprised by that.
But I played Augusta, but we'll move on.
Oh, look at that! Look at that subtle flex. I haven't been to the Masters, but I have
played Augusta.
Okay, Wes, come on, dude.
I'll take that trade.
Well, we were
yeah.
talking about Peach Jam. I just thought I'd throw the hammer
I'm
in
just
there
saying,
at the end.
I'm sorry. My brain's a little broken here. I've never been to the Masters. Oh, it's just
But I did play
But
Augusta.
I did play Augusta.
Yeah.
It's like a subtle flex on that one.
It was a subtle flex.
Everybody's going to take
Giglio
that trade.
appreciate it. You're losing your mind. You don't know a golf ball from a bocce ball.
But you know me. Remember that time I did that stupid bit at Pinehurst?
Pinehurst #2 with the Bojangles socks on, as I
I had the
recall.
Bojangles socks and I had a poop emoji golf ball.
Terrible.
I really classed
Just
up the
there. Yeah,
place.
you did.
And then I lost my mind.
It's a wonder the USGA continues to.
And then I lost my mind. Oh, okay.
Here we go.
Let's go.
Ladies and
Let's
gentlemen.
Go. Roddy Jones.
Here's
let's clog
the
it up.
show you
Roddy,
didn't know you needed
Roddy,
right here.
I need you to get on that chair and go over there
Come
next
over
to
here,
Wes because
Roddy.
I only have one other camera,
Georgia
unfortunately.
Tech and NC State coming together.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Look at this.
Look at
Look at this. I want to tell you this right here.
Here
we doing?
Here
How
we
we doing
go. Look at this tandem. Roddy
like
Jones,
old times.
Wes
Such a
Durham.
handsome man.
Real close.
They won't put us back together. Because
Why
they'll
not?
never be able to take us apart at
There
this
you
rate.
go.
Back together. I'm
Tell
telling
them.
you right now.
Tell them.
Roddy,
If they put us back together, it is over.
Tell 'em.
I will retire doing games with Roddy Jones. If they ever give us another chance, I'm just telling you, Giglio.
Roddy's too busy doing Big 12 games, man.
Yeah, a lot of
Right.
trips to Colorado and Utah.
Roddy is big in Provo.
He's sweating monster energy right now. That's what's happening. He's so Big 12, he's sweating monster energy.
Yeah.
It's true.
I'll randomly turn on a other sporting event and I hear Roddy Jones and I'm like, is that Roddy?
I don't know if you guys know, but I just had a glass floor installed in my house. It's an LED glass floor. Thanks to Brett York.
Hey, don't tear your Achilles.
Please, no kidding.
No slipping.
kidding.
Please don't.
Yeah.
Please don't. All right. What do you think? Carolina fans more interested in what Caleb Wilson's doing this week at Summer League and Peach Jam updates from Inside Carolina and Tar Heel 24/7 or Bill Belichick tomorrow?
Caleb Wilson.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. That's what I thought too.
Honestly,
Roddy keeping it straight in the A, isn't he?
Like, boom.
Hey, look,
Keeping it in the A.
we talk about passion and contributions to the University of North Carolina. I think Caleb Wilson is
Yes.
probably ahead on that list.
I would argue Mike Malone's first appearance on with Adam Lucas and
Yeah.
Jones Angel.
Even
when
before he was the coach.
He wasn't even the coach. He wasn't even thinking about being the coach. He just has a daughter playing volleyball.
His daughter was playing volleyball.
Yeah.
That man had more Carolina gear on him in a non-official capacity than Bill Belichick ever has.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah, the Carolina thing is going to be interesting this year, man. So I do think there's some legitimate reasons to be optimistic that they will improve.
Sell me then, please.
Well, they will be better offensively. I don't think there's a shadow of doubt
It can't
about
be
that.
worse.
Agreed.
Yeah, but Bobby Petrino does have the right track record in spite of his personality.
He can coach
Yeah.
offense. Like, there's a lot that comes with Bobby Petrino.
Yeah.
But two things also come with him.
A whole lot.
One, he's going to have. Says the guy who does the Falcons.
Takes off the Falcons headset, puts on the ACC.
The first thing that
I'll
also
buy
comes
dinner
with him
tonight. Go ahead.
is one hell of a run game. Like, he will
Yeah, they will
design
run
a
the ball.
challenging run game.
Okay.
He will have at his disposal every single run scheme in the book, and he will utilize them very effectively against what you don't do well. Arkansas was that 2 years ago. Arkansas was that last year.
Okay, yeah.
The second is he's going to have a play action off of that will help a quarterback be successful. Arkansas left a lot on the table last year because of Taylon Green. And I think Taylon Green was immensely talented. But games that I did, games that I watched preparing for the games that I did, even in cross scout, like, he's missing some stuff that if you can just hit the layups, the offense will be explosive and it will be good.
Great.
So I do think those things will be better. Now, you're doing it against a tougher schedule, so it may not end up in more wins. And the defense took steps last year. The best players on the defense are gone, but the defense did take steps last year.
The end is a good player.
Yeah,
He's a good player. He wasn't the best player.
Kid from Delaware.
But like the pros on that defense, Melkart could be a pro. Pros on that defense were in the secondary and they're off. So they've got to do some replacing. I'm not bullish on Carolina. I think they end up in the lower quarter of the league. But I do think they will be improved.
So it's funny, you mentioned the run game. It's actually something that Wes and I were talking about before we got recording and things like that. And he pointed out, I did not really think about this. We've been so quarterback driven, but the stars so far player-wise have been running backs. You got to love this, right?
Yeah.
You got to love this. So what, is this more of a running back driven league now? What are we doing here?
Still the conference quarterbacks. I'm not sure if you know that.
No, it's not listed
It's
anywhere.
not listed.
We're
I
built
don't
for
see it.
tough or ACC tough or whatever here.
Yeah, I think we've gotten away from
you
that.
joke, but when I first saw that
I thought it
banner,
was-
I thought,
that's-
did they get a Ford
That's
sponsorship?
exactly what I thought when I walked in
does.
here
The way
Monday
it was
night.
like, I'm like, wait a minute.
Tuesday night, I thought we were built Ford Tough was going to be the corporate
like,
sponsor.
look at them.
I
How
think
about that?
Dickert's kind of mad, though. I thought that was
No,
built
they're
in the
built in the
darkness.
dark. Yeah,
They're built in the dark.
They're built in the dark.
A lot of things being built.
A lot of things being built. There's a lot of
Which is good, I
construction.
guess.
For a league that's almost 75 years old.
As I like to say with this podcast, we're building the plane while flying.
Yeah,
you
there
know,
you go.
these are things that happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're all just
That's
building.
us.
Look, here's my thing about the running backs.
Yeah.
I just think there are guys who are feature players on teams that are going to be successful. Louisville has two. They have one spectacular back.
Yeah.
Keywan Brown, very suitable backup.
Yeah, very much.
Mark Fletcher at Miami is a leader. Okay, the combination that Brent Key's going to put on the field, we're going to guess Justice Haynes will be the lead guy.
1,000%.
Justice Haynes could lead this league in rushing. Okay, Duke Scott at NC State's going to wear the coveted number 1 jersey. Seems very,
Joe was fascinated by his thighs
That
yesterday.
dude was.
again, but this is what I'm talking about. Boozy Turner, right at
Yeah.
Pitt.
Yeah.
You're going to Micah Ford even at Stanford. Tosh Lupoy is going to have guys in the run game at Cal.
Okay.
SMU is going to have Kendrick Raphael.
Man.
Chris Johnson's running the ball at Clemson. I mean, look,
There's
everybody's going to have, if they can block them, suitable running backs.
It's a big if. Yeah,
At Clemson,
I think,
it's big?
I think the running, at all of them. I think the running back room, I think there's a lot of rooms to be excited about. I like the running backs. I think at the top end, like you talk about guys that have the potential to be stars in college football, and it's relative at a non-quarterback position. At the top end, the ACC is going to compete with everybody. I do think depth-wise, the quarterback position has a chance to be really good. And honestly, if the league is at its best, it needs to be a league that's driven. Like Lincoln
Quarterback,
Kienholz needs to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
You know, obviously Darian Mintz is going to be great. CJ Bailey has the potential to be the second best quarterback in the league if everyone's at their best. Like,
Yeah.
Who's the best quarterback in the
Darian
league?
Mintz. If everyone plays at their best, Darian Mintz is 1, CJ Bailey's 2.
What about the guy in Berkeley?
He was 2 inconsistent last year.
What is it?
I think if he's at his
JKS?
best, he's probably 3. But
Have you practiced the name?
Jared Kiave Sangapuatelli.
Of course
Yeah.
you have. You're a pro.
and like he is the most talented
JKS.
thrower of all of those guys.
Absolutely.
The way the ball comes out of his hand.
yeah.
Wait till he walks in here tomorrow.
You look at the
Okay.
disparity though between the good games and the bad games, and they are very, very disparate.
I agree.
It's interesting. Ron Rivera couldn't find a quarterback not named Cam Newton to save his fucking life, and now he's got 2. Like just pulling him out of his back pocket.
So true.
Like
But
How
I don't
did
know
that
that he
happen?
knew that he had either one of. Well,
Yeah.
Jake Cash is a big time recruit. Like he knew it. But Fernando Mendoza was in a quarterback battle with Louisville Kings quarterback Chandler Rogers going into two
Hey,
seasons
wait
ago.
a second. Hold on.
Mendoza 0-1 against the Wolves. I mean,
UFL reference for Chandler Rogers of the Louisville Kings from Roddy Jones.
Just to display
you
that this
haven't
was
had
not an
that.
NFL draft pick
You
we're
have not
talking
had
about
that in the first day and a half either.
You guys
UFL champion.
You guys are
Louisville
some, you
Kings.
guys are
Louisville
some sick,
Kings.
you guys are some sickos. I thought Giglio was a sicko by being up at 3:30 in the morning just to watch the golf scoreboard.
It started at
scores.
4 a.m. on USA this morning. I
Yeah.
saw the first tee shot hit on
course you
USA.
my boy Jackson
What
Suber.
golf tournament's going on this week?
Oh,
British
no.
Open.
By the way, Jackson
You're like
Suber,
me, dude. I don't
do you know how many holes
British-
of links
the
golf
British lost
Jackson
the other
Suber
day.
played in
They
Europe
lost to Argentina.
prior to today? 27.
Oh,
How about that? Jackson Suber, who shot 65 today at Birkdale, had only played 27 holes of links golf in Europe.
it's crazy.
So that just means Roddy Jones could go over there
Could
and
do
shoot
it.
65.
You could do it,
I
man.
don't even know what a links golf is.
When was the last time you actually golfed?
They play that in Minnesota.
Pinehurst.
Yeah, like what? Like a Pinehurst
When
ACC
is the last
event?
time
Last time you golfed?
No,
Pinehurst.
I was at my buddy's wedding in California 2 years ago.
Team
Went
Mel?
out and played Jason Peters.
Oh,
Went out and
Jason
played
Peters.
a round of golf by myself with some rental clubs from the clubhouse. It was great.
Speaking of sicko behavior,
None of my
By
boys wanted to play.
yourself?
I'm on West Coast time,
Okay.
so I'm waking up at like 3 in the morning, trying to sleep till 4. So I got a 6 o'clock tea time. I was like, if any of you guys want to come,
Let's go.
Come on. 2 of them said they were coming. 0 of them showed up.
I would have been there.
Yeah, Joe would have been there
Yeah.
in a heartbeat.
Careful, our boss is leaving. We got to be careful. Our boss is
He
leaving.
get on a red eye right now.
I would absolutely. How many ACC teams do we think will make the 12-team college football playoff this year?
2.
2. It won last year, right?
Yep.
1.
2 the first year.
I'm going 1.
You're going 1.
One.
It'll be Miami
I think it is going to be so hard for
or
an
surprise
ACC team
surprise
to make it.
tiebreaker team. You know,
Yeah. If you told me
Well,
Miami
Notre
loses
Dame
in
gets
the
one of the
ACC
spots,
championship
so there's
game-
only
exactly.
11 spots.
The 11-1 team got left out last year. And so I think that drastically, and that was BYU, 11-2.
Yeah.
BYU lost to one team last year.
Right.
Texas Tech twice, and they got left out of the college football playoff. So I think that lets you know the type of schedule that you have to play or how you have to look against a weak schedule to get into the college football playoff. And so then then you have to look at, okay, who plays a good enough schedule non-conference to get any sort of benefit of the doubt, even at 11-1, if you play a few close games. So I think you're down to like Louisville, Georgia Tech, the teams with big non-conference games, unless you're able to win the league or end up in the conference championship game.
Yeah.
maybe without
That's
loss.
where I was just thinking.
But who's going to go 12-0 in the league?
Everyone's kind of danced through all of these conferences have danced through the raindrops when it comes to these teams participating in the conference championship.
Agreed.
You just mentioned BYU. I wouldn't have gone. I would have said,
Well, they weren't in anyway. They weren't in the top 12 before.
I know, but I just would have been like, hey,
needed
here's
it.
my resume.
They
you know what I mean?
They did need it.
They needed it.
Here's my
BYU
resume.
had to play that thing.
Yeah.
But
You know what I mean?
BYU in the non-conference played Portland State, Stanford,
Yeah.
and
Played ECU.
somebody
I was
else.
there.
He was there for
They
that one.
smoked them.
Who was the other one?
East Carolina.
ECU. Like those are the 3 non-conference games, and even if you threw in another Power 4, I don't know that helps them all that much. They played some close games in the Big 12, but at the end of the day, like they lost to Texas Tech in a way that was damning. And so, like, I am not convinced that an 11-1 ACC team is automatically in the college football playoff because we just saw an 11-1
Well, there's your
team
brands. That
get out.
has to get down to your brands.
And now the SEC is 9 conference games. And so, like, 9-3 in the SEC, depending on the 3, is much more in play than it's ever been.
Well,
Yeah.
we saw that last year. I mean,
Well, you got the analytic piece, the composites that they use in Dallas to put all the Grapevine to put all this together.
Yeah.
And we talked about this on our show on SiriusXM. The 9th game is a weapon now for the Southeastern Conference in the computer. The way strength of schedule and some of that stuff works out, depending on who it is.
It'll not swing as heavily towards strength of schedule as they want it to, but it's going to swing some naturally. And so I think in the ACC, if you don't have a big non-conference game or a couple of medium non-conference games to show that you are legit against other powers or other power conference teams, then your path to the playoff is severely limited.
For instance, it's really good that SMU is going to play Notre Dame.
Okay.
It's really good. that
ACC teams don't beat Notre Dame in the regular season outside of the national championship.
The only time the
contenders.
ACC beats Notre Dame is on social media. So
Oh my God! Can you imagine saying that? Remember when Notre Dame had to run out of bounds when they played SMU after the death penalty? Because Lou Holtz didn't want to score 100 on them.
Yeah.
That was a real thing.
Yeah.
Like,
and look at SMU now.
oh my God.
And they're not taking any of your money.
And if they go,
Don't need it.
If they go to South
Sleeping here
Bend
for free.
in November
No, that's
and win,
you can't. Yeah, that's a step too far.
No,
but
I
those
see what you're
teams
saying.
are not-
I see what you're saying.
Those teams are not equal.
No.
Listen, we have to think a little bit outside the box, right?
you have to.
Because I said to him the other day, I'm like, we're going to watch this podcast back in 10 years and be like, man, how did we not see this coming? Last year, we had a team in Duke win the ACC championship and not make the playoff.
Right.
I think these conference championship games are a ticking time bomb.
I think they're gone the day the expansion hits.
Once the expansion hits.
But what I'm getting at is Indiana hadn't won the Big Ten since World War I.
Yeah.
So guess what? They were really fucking excited to play Ohio State and beat them in the Big Ten championship.
And Ohio State wasn't as exciting.
And Ohio State was. But you're going to come into a situation where you're going to see if I'm Miami and I pull this thing into the barn at 12-0 and I'm coming to Charlotte, I ain't playing Mensa. I'm bringing every backup on their mother, and they might be better.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I'm saying, think of that
yeah,
scenario.
yeah.
And get that
If
Brad
it's
Kai
SMU,
jersey ready.
If it's Louisville,
No,
if it's State, if it's whoever, you could be showing up and playing the backups.
You got to think 2 steps ahead. At that point, you got portal guys, the transfers. Just bring them over. You guys get to play in the championship game.
Yeah.
And get a little
I think-
I'm
scouting
just saying,
mission.
we have not hit the nuclear option on these games yet.
Which
Yeah.
is why the floated idea of a football and ACC football
Jamboree was a great idea.
Here
Which-
we go.
where people were like, "You're making a face, Roddy."
As opposed to the baseball jamboree.
This one actually would work.
Different because there would be stakes.
Oh,
There's
got it.
actual stakes, whereas with the baseball jamboree, and I know you've been to a couple of those ACC baseball jamborees.
Yeah.
You've worked those baseball jamborees. That football jamboree, at first blush, people were like, "What the fuck is this?"
So give me the football jamboree idea.
So it was what was the
Top 2 don't play.
Yep.
Oh, and you have the others play for a spot in.
Yeah.
Yeah. To help boost their resumes.
This is for a what size playoff?
Just
Well,
16,
it's gonna be
24.
bigger.
Okay, yeah. I don't hate it.
I think it's actually a pretty good idea. It's the old bracket buster, man.
Yeah, but you could screw yourself with that too, because if 6 beats 3 and 3's got a decent shot and 6 has an outside
Well,
shot, unless it's for an automatic
It's
bid.
kind of how I am about
Yeah.
Virginia in the ACC championship game last year. Guys, you had it within your control. You probably could have gone to the playoff if you won the game, but you didn't. So
Yeah.
here we are.
Works out best for the ACC.
It did, though, because you got
Yeah, because we were doomsday scenario 3 weeks ahead of it. Roddy's like, there's a doomsday scenario.
No, we
out
know.
there.
Oh, I was-
yeah.
I was
You guys-
fine
you
with
were-
that.
you were on that. You were on
Yeah.
that. Hey, you know,
It's all over.
you guys should do this more often. Just a thought. You should do this more often.
Yeah.
We're
Again.
off the last week of July if you want to come up to
Guest host
take
the pod.
over it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know some people. I know some people in Bristol. I mean, I don't know. I'll hit
go.
them up.
Yeah,
I'll hit
you
them up.
want- go ahead.
I'll send a note.
Just got to
That'd be
read the
great.
ads.
Would you?
I'm
That'd be
sure
handle it.
Jeremy will love it. All right, that's going to wrap
We
it
got
up
some swag for you.
this
Jeremy.
conversation.
Jeremy, yeah, we'll be afternoons. Jeremy will love it.
Let's go. Let's go. All
All right.
right, we'll talk to you
See you
guys later.
guys.
Thanks for hanging out.
See you, boys.
It is the middle of July. The fan favorite flavors are back at Two Roosters, including ours. So we appreciate everybody who voted for the salty peanut butter fudge, the OG peanut butter cup, if you will. It's not listed as OG peanut butter cup at your favorite Two Roosters locations. So you have to ask for the salty peanut butter fudge.
Yeah.
But we appreciate everybody that voted for that flavor to be brought back. It's there. Sell it out. We'd love to see you all sell it out once again like the last time it was out. So check out Two Roosters, tworoosters.com. Look, it's the dead of the summer. You're almost there at like the home stretch to get the kids back to school. I know like the non-traditional calendars are already back. But if you're like a traditional calendar person, you still got like a month to go.
You just gave me a little bit of PTSD there.
Well, you don't have to deal with that anymore.
I know.
I still do.
I just thought about that for the first time.
So, but the kids always present different challenges, even though they're
Yeah.
not in the normal cadence of
Correct.
school.
Correct.
So they get their own challenges. Like right now, my challenge with the 18-year-old is, buddy, I need to know how much we owe Wake Tech.
think it's like 1,800.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I need to know so
Yeah.
I can pay a bill.
Yeah.
Okay, man.
Well, for the semester.
For the semester,
It's 18.
right.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's a
Great deal, man. Great
So
tuition.
we're
It's
all
unbelievable.
thinking about these things, right? So we gotta get the kids out of the house. Super easy thing to do. So hey, kids, we're gonna go get ice cream, and you're gonna hear cheers. Everybody's gonna think you're the greatest idea ever. You're gonna go to Roosters, you're gonna have a great time. So hit up tworoosters.com. And if you want to rock the Jordan Stahl look, if you're having a Jordan Stahl summer, well, you got to get the Two Roosters shirt that he wore when they came back from Vegas, and he hit up Teats with the cup.
Yeah.
They have those for sale as well. So go to tworoosters.com. Maybe you love Two Roosters so much you want to live by a Two Roosters.
Well, that would be so dangerous for me.
Oh yeah, you're sitting here talking about the old fish bones or whatever it is by Greensboro. You're like, no, I want to live by a Two Roosters. You tell Hometown Realty, I want to live by a Two Roosters. Like, we got you.
Got
It's all
you.
good.
Got you, fam.
Maybe you're out in Charlotte and you're identifying some of these neighborhoods like, I see gentrification's on the way. Maybe I need to get it on the ground floor. You know, you do call Hometown Realty. They'll help you out. You're looking for investment properties, right? For Airbnbs, all that kind of stuff. Hometown Realty
Pretty big thing in Raleigh, actually.
Yeah, can likely help you out with that. So myhtr.com. Again, that's myhtr.com. And then, of course, our friends at Whitaker and Hammer, you can check them out online at wh.lawyer. Again, that's wh.lawyer. Time will tell if we'll need them on our way back from Charlotte. We were lucky on the way here.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. No incidents last night at the Beaver. That's good, too.
Also good.
Also good as well. So we're good on that.
We didn't steal anything from the Beaver.
We didn't steal anything.
Man,
We didn't steal anything from
that
ACC
Colt
tournament.
45.
Oh, that sign.
Lando Calrissian sign. And then
It works every time.
They had a couple of different clocks where I was like, oh,
That would look good.
which one's the best? The Natty Light was the one. It almost looked like a desk weight.
Yeah. Now, it's funny about taking things. And
We did not.
So
we don't endorse stealing anything either.
So I was talking to somebody from the ACC office.
Yeah,
They saw
Brandon. Yeah.
and they saw as I pointed, Brandon's back there. And so if you're on our social media channels, you'll see that at ACC Hospitality they added a new plastic acrylic sign, but this one lights up.
See,
Well,
is it theirs?
well, this is what I'm trying to figure out. So they have the acrylics. We've taken some. Well, we've borrowed.
No, we were gifted those.
You're right. We were
Yeah.
gifted some acrylics that have their space in the studio, and I'm like, well, this is a new one. It's like Pokemon. We got to collect them all.
Right.
But it was the only one, and it was at the bar.
I
So-
think it's the bars, but
So I made a social media post yesterday, just kind of joking around, like, man, these free beers are tasting like this thing's coming home with me. Okay. Come to find out, it was lifted.
really,
We did not lift it.
no.
So I want to say we were accused, but
I'm sure we were.
Brandon over here was like,
Yeah.
hey, did you guys? I'm like, no, we did not let. No, I was thinking about doing it tonight,
Right.
but no, we didn't do that.
Somebody beat us to it, is what you're saying.
But you know what, though? Nothing's going to top last year where the Bill Belichick ACC sign was taken before Bill Belichick even showed up. So
Not by us either.
my understanding is, I didn't take it. My understanding is the Bill Belichick sign this year is under lock and key
Smart.
and will only be presented when Belichick shows up for his podium appearance, which I think is kind of funny. Anyway, all these things is to say, did you get in trouble for stealing an ACC sign? Hit up our folks.
Any
Whitaker
kind of
and
legal
Hammer.
issues, they can help you.
Hit them up. WH.lawyer. Again, that's WH.lawyer. Joining us on the Heister Automotive Group microphone at ACC Kickoff is Clemson head coach Dabo Swinney. Thank you for sitting down with us. Look, I'm approaching 50. I have 2 kids, 18, 15. Occasionally I'll pop up and I think, that was like 2 or 3 years ago. No, it wasn't. It was 15 years ago. I got to imagine that you might have those similar feelings. Like, how did I wake up this morning and I'm the longest tenured ACC coach? I've been doing this you've been at Clemson coming up on 25 years, right?
Yeah.
So
Can't even call you Dat Boy anymore. Like, your sister needs to come up with a new name.
So, like, does that happen every so often? Like, wait a minute, I thought that was like 2 years ago. What's going on
all
here?
all the time. I was talking to a player last night, Jock McKissick, who I recruited out of Opelika, Alabama. And and we were just chit chatting. And I said, how old are you? And he's like, I'm 40. I'm like, you're 40? What? You're getting old. How the heck can you be 40? And I'm like, that seems like yesterday. So yeah, it happens to me all the time. It's crazy. But I tell you, when you love what you do, and you love where you do it, and you love who you do it with, ooh, time flies.
But I get the sense,
it really does.
But I get the sense the game might not love you back sometimes. A lot of changes since you've taken over. I know that's always been kind of a through line with you at Clemson and how you want to do things, but where things are going. And look, as old radio guys, we know when the job doesn't love you back sometimes. So that's
on a random Wednesday.
You gotta power through that. So how do you power through that? How do you just the relationships? Is it what is?
It's just life. I mean, you got to take the good with the bad, and I mean, it's not. I mean, 1 year doesn't make anything. Just like you have a great year. I mean, it's all about. I mean, going into last year, we had just won the league, been to the playoff.
Right.
And we didn't have a great year last year. Second worst year in 15 years for us, but not our worst year. My worst year was in 10. So I just draw on experience. I've lived a lot of life. You just keep going, man. You just move on, keep your eyes forward, and I love it all. I think it's all good. I mean, even the bad is good, and I think perspective is important. And I've got my foundation of life is not football. My foundation of life is not my identity as a coach. My foundation is built on faith, and so I just whatever's coming at me or whatever I'm dealing with, well, I just know that, hey, didn't catch God by surprise, so I got to just power through this thing and let's go get better.
It's a function of how long you've been around for, but I don't know if it's fair, but you get propped up as the guy who maybe is the defender of the old way. This jacket's giving me a little Gene Stallings feelings right now. I think he would have liked that one,
Yeah. It's a good jacket.
But you get propped up kind of in the media by us as the guy who defended the old way or is defending the old way. Obviously, with NIL, transfer portal, all these different changes. Do you think you're kind of painted accurately as this guy who's kind of so averse to change? Because it does seem like stubborn has been used. I'm sure you're okay with being called stubborn.
I don't spend time worrying about how people paint me. I really don't.
Sure.
I mean, I don't really. Everybody's going to have their opinions. If you do, this job, you get a lot of love, you get a lot of hate, and you know what? When it comes to haters, if you win, it don't matter what they say. If you lose, it don't matter what you say. Mm-hmm. So that's just the way it is. So I mean, I've done this a long time. I mean, we've been pretty good, and even in this so-called terrible decade that we've had, we're 7th in wins out of 138
college
teams in college football. I think we're second in championships in the past 6 years. Georgia's got 5, we got 3. We've been in every era of playoff. Mm-hmm. We went to the BCS, into the Orange Bowl. We went to 6 Final Fours. There's been 2 12s. We went to 1, didn't make it last year. We've won the league 9 times. We've also had some bad moments and lost some games we probably should have won. But I think, you know what? Other people have good coaches, and they deserve some credit. And you just do the best you can. We're always evolving with the changing landscape and all that type of stuff, but our core values and how we go about our business and what our purpose is, that's never changed. Not going to change. And, I mean, criticism is just part of it.
Well, you don't have to pay attention to it, though, for it to be. There's this sense, though, at 57, you're going to be 57 this year. And I don't know if you know this.
Yeah.
There's the sense that you don't want to change, that maybe you don't want to be part of this new world. That's not accurate.
Well, I just want to win. And, I mean, I think we've won a lot. Mm-hmm. And we're going to continue to win. But we're going to do it the Clemson way. We learn and grow. You can't stay the head coach somewhere for 18 years and have the type of success we've had if you don't grow and change.
Yeah,
and
it's also
evolve.
College football. There's going to be ups and downs.
That's just part of it.
Yeah.
But we've got a pretty good track. I got the most draft picks of any coach in college football. I think Kirby's the only other guy that's got 20-something first-rounders.
Yeah.
So, how we've gone about things at Clemson has worked for us. If that doesn't work for other people, then that's fine. Everybody has to be who they are, and so we don't just do stuff because somebody else doesn't like how we do things. And if something that we do doesn't go well, then you learn from it, you grow from it, you get better. That's just life, and so it's no different for us.
So, speaking of leaning on experience, is there an experience? You got new players. You're going to the other Death Valley. Like, what is starting the season like that mean for this group coming up?
It's a big game. They're all big. If you don't think
But
they're big,
it's right out of the gate.
Yeah,
That's the interesting part.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard.
Yeah.
It certainly is hard, and I think people can lose their mind either way. You win it. It's like, well, people want to crown you as a champion, and that ain't good. You got a long way to go. And
Happens all the time,
if you lose it, people think the world's over, and that ain't good either. So I mean, it's like but at the end of the day, it's college football. It's a great matchup. I think if we would all coaches would love to have preseason games and things like that. Most coaches, if they're truly honest, they'd love to say, man, it sure would be nice to play a couple of wins right out of the gate and kind of figure your roster out, because the rosters are new. It's just live football, and we're the only level of football that doesn't have some type of preseason game.
And you still have a strong competition at quarterback, too.
Absolutely. So those are things, that you're figuring out once you get into live deal. And now all of a sudden you couple that with, it's you're playing, one of the best teams in the country. That's great. But that's somebody's got to do it. Might as well be us.
Before you leave us, I want to take you down memory lane here. You mentioned a player who's turned 40 from the state of Alabama. I said before he sat down, I said I'm gonna hit him with a Gunner Rivers question to see if he recruited him to play receiver at Clemson, because you were at Alabama when Phillip Rivers and Jericho Cotchery were coming through. At NC State, they obviously ended up at NC State, but when we were playing golf that day back in 2011 in Pinehurst, we talked a lot about Joe Pate, your respect for Joe Pate.
Love Joe Pate.
And what he had done in recruiting the state of Alabama.
Are you an NC State guy, apparently?
We both went to State.
We both went to State. We're in Raleigh. We cover the triangle, but we both went to State.
Okay. Well, man, Joe Pate, one of my favorite people on the planet. And, man, if Joe Pate got on a guy in Alabama, I mean, he was awesome. But Phillip Rivers,
you thought he could play quarterback, right? It was Auburn that thought he was a tight end.
No, we didn't offer him either.
Didn't offer him.
I didn't recruit him, but I was the receiver coach. But he came into camp. But his dad,
Steve,
was the head coach at my high school. So I was Steve Rivers' water boy in the 6th grade. So my oldest brother,
he's walking around
here. He played for Steve Rivers.
Okay.
So that was his coach, and so I would go up and I'd work the sidelines. I'd be the water guy, run the balls out there. So I've known the Rivers family forever. And then he was went up to Athens and near Huntsville, and was a great high school football coach. But I've known Phillip for a long time. And Gunner's going to be a great player. I don't think I can even say
Not yet. We won't get you in trouble.
But what are rules in 2026, Dabo?
I have a.
But you have a family connection, so you know him.
I have an entire life relationship with all of them, and obviously we're not in that deal, but. The whole Rivers family is amazing, and I've known Phillip forever. I saw him out when he was in San Diego, and Jericho Cotchery, one of the greatest I've ever seen, so I got some Rivers stories.
We played golf that day, and you said, as much as you like Jericho, I got this receiver, Nuke Hopkins. He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
And I said, pretty good. Okay, and that was even before Sammy Watkins.
Yeah.
So then you also told me that day about Sammy Watkins. I was like, okay, you guys will be okay then. You'll be all right.
Turned out okay. Dabo, we appreciate the time.
We got a few other guys too. We're gonna be all right.
You keep finding them, huh?
Hang in there with us.
Well, look, you said Opelika. I'm thinking, because I'm from Florida. I'm like, Opelika? He's down in Florida. I didn't realize there was an Opelika, Alabama.
Opelika, Alabama. It's right near Auburn.
Okay.
It's right near Auburn.
Okay. That's the life of a coach. You go to some towns that I've never heard of, man. Never heard of.
Good luck,
we appreciate
Coach.
it. Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
Let's continue the Clemson conversation, shall we? Just talked to Dabo. Let's talk to one of his old guys, Eric McLean, ACC Network, Gramlich, and McLean is the podcast. Our bunker mates here.
Yeah. They got
Constituents.
You got a fancy apron, though. I'm kind of, or tablecloth.
I don't remember the last time we used it.
Okay.
I still had hair in that cartoon. I still have hair in the cartoon. I don't know if that's laziness or funding, but we need to update the cartoon.
Just go with it, man. Just go.
But maybe that's a cartoon. It's not real.
Sales at colorgraphic.com. They can help you out.
Okay. Is that a shout out?
Corporate
One of our
to the
champions.
gang.
One of our
Yeah,
corporate
let's go.
champions. Hit him up. Let's do podcast synergy,
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
So we talked to Dabo about some big picture stuff,
Yeah.
right? What I'm curious about from your perspective, and I know they did their big media day, and they've been, I don't want to say hyping up a quarterback competition, but it's a real competition. We're not just saying these things to say these things.
Correct.
So this is obviously impactful for Clemson, not just for the ACC, but the college football playoff. There's a history with Dabo and quarterbacks and when it's time to put them out there. So how do you kind of see, where is it right now with the QB competition, and how do you see this playing out once the season starts up?
Yeah, I mean, it would obviously be great if I was at practice and could see that and
Yeah, but you got your spies. I know.
Yeah, my spies, yeah. Delete that. No, but I think it is a true competition. I don't think it's just lip service. I think it's fascinating. Chris is not here. Vecina's not here.
Yeah.
He is a senior. He's the quarterback right now, is what we've been told. I was a little surprised that he wasn't, representing Clemson here. But, I think everything that we have heard is at the start of spring ball, he was by far and away the guy. Mm-hmm. And there was no question about that. There was no, challenging that at the time. What we saw develop in spring is that the young freshman, Tate Reynolds, skyrocketed. He went up and away. And it sounded like Vecina didn't do anything to further that separation. Tate did everything to close that separation. So Christopher, it sounds like, didn't do anything wrong. Mm-hmm. Didn't do anything to lose it. So it's still his spot. And the way that I know, my head coach operates is that if it's a tie, which I'm assuming that's where we are.
Yeah.
Tie goes to the senior. Okay. And that's how he's operated at a lot of positions and had great success. Now, the interesting thing is, how long is it tied? How long is that fall camp? Does Tate emerge and take a step? Maybe. Is it 3 games into the season when they play North Carolina, which I refer back to 2014. I've seen that song and dance.
Yeah, you have.
Where Deshaun Watson became the ultimate starter over the senior Cole Stout and threw for 400-something yards, 6 touchdowns. I mean, it's like, when does it happen if it happens? And the other thing in the back of my mind, and you guys know this with the great young talent that NC State has had, specifically at the QB position, if you put them in against LSU at LSU, do you break them? Do you hurt that young quarterback because of the environment? And now listen, these guys are making a lot of money. Go play. Like, that's why you're here. But there's something too, okay, I got to worry about my future too in this investment of what we're going to do moving forward.
Can we just pause for a second here to lament
literally or physically? Which one?
Metaphorically. I fucking hate that State and Clemson don't play anymore.
I do too.
And State never beats them, so it's not like, you know what I mean?
There was that one time.
Yeah, the Solo Cup time.
Yeah.
It's been the most
twice,
famous,
I guess.
the most famous thing.
But I mean,
I hate it. I actually hate it. I hate it. I don't know whose idea was. I don't know how we came to it, but that does.
Because I'm bad that way, where I lose touch with you if
we're not playing.
If I don't see you.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, that makes sense.
Now, Clemson was in Chapel Hill last year, which I'm remiss that we did not ask Dabo about the trick play on the very first play of the game.
How about that?
That motherfucker had that in his back pocket since the day Belichick was hired. Like,
waiting for it.
I am remiss that we did not ask that question. But we had other topics that we had to get to.
That's right.
So, but I just kind of hate.
I agree.
That connective tissue.
And so does Dave. I mean, so does Dave. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He wants to play them, and I'm sure a lot of Clemson fans too. I mean, first of all, the trip, the back and
Are
forth.
you sure
Raleigh.
Clemson fans want to see Dave in NC State? They're still salty about some like.
No, they love beating him.
Oh, there is that.
Yeah.
There's that. There's
we
that
all
one clip from years ago about like.
Oh, the laptop thing.
No, not the laptop. But I want to take
there's
that.
another one.
We have to take that guy out of the game.
Sean Boone hit the.
He said it on the coach's
Wasn't
sheet.
ETN. It was the running back in 16.
Shipley. Oh, 16.
Yeah.
This goes way back.
Knocked him out.
Wayne Gallman?
Yes.
Yes.
Remember, he got a
Yes.
concussion early in the
and
game.
then Dave
Well,
said,
you guys did some dirty stuff? What's up with that?
No, I thought that's just how
Well,
Dave
that's how
phrased it. And the
Clemson fans are,
they got
as
on
you
it.
know,
They got
are
on it. Shush. You know this.
intense. Clemson fans are intense.
We like our football.
But you have a
I do hate it, by the way. I do hate it.
You have
Yeah,
a
we
soft
don't.
spot for State, though. Let's be
I
real.
love NC State.
Hold on.
I think.
Kelly Gramlich just sat back down. Kelly,
Are you bringing in my mate?
sorry, apologies.
Sorry,
I
this
should
is
have
the star
of the podcast.
Yeah, the actual star. I should have set up
That's
another
a fact.
microphone. I apologize. Can you explain? You're with me on this. Do you think he has a soft spot for State?
Yes.
Why does he have a soft spot for State?
You know, it's endearing.
It is.
He went to high school in North Carolina. So I think and Mac's that blue collar, he's going to be a State guy. If he was going to pick between the three, he's not wine and cheese, he's not all that. So it was going to be State. So maybe he grew up a little bit, had a soft spot for State. So I think that's part of it. Mm-hmm. You like Dave Doran. You like the fan base. You like that they care about football. And for lack of a better term, I think State does generally look good getting off the bus.
Yeah. They do.
Right?
They do.
They have that ability.
That probably plays into it a bit.
Yeah.
And I interviewed CJ Bailey yesterday, guys, and I was buying in. I was like, I'm all
You're
in.
in?
So you're
The
in now
red
too?
suit,
All
dude
right.
is massive.
Suit was very nice.
He's talking about how he knows the offense in and out. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Perfect.
The suit
Perfect.
was nice.
Thank
I
you
will say
for
that.
clearing that up.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Kelly.
I think there is a lot of truth to that because, again, I did go to high school in North Carolina.
Right.
Was recruited by them. My best friend in the world, Ike, he's here. He went to NC State.
There we go.
Honestly, though, it's the way they play. They play hard. They're underdogs a lot. They play, with that chip on their shoulder, and they don't care, and they're going to go out there. And honestly, even as a player, we had wars against NC State. I remember, 2011, y'all beating us down. I remember every year after that, we killed y'all. But, it's all good. But no, always had great players. Always had dynamic, defensive lines and linebackers.
We're going to block Vic Beasley with our backup.
That's not a good idea.
Hey, Matt
Not
Canada.
a good choice.
Hey,
Not a good choice.
Hey, Joe, why do you hate Matt Canada? Well, where would you like me to start?
It's a long
I don't
book.
hate Matt Canada.
Yeah, sure. He's a great
Joe,
guy.
why do you question Matt
thoughts?
Canada's validity?
You have
Well, you
thoughts.
see, there was this football game that they played at Clemson where Vic Beasley, I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He's very good.
He's very good.
Matt Canada was like, we
This is a
could
good
probably
idea.
square up our third string tight end alone with Vic Beasley. And my brain, it hurts right now who the quarterback was, but it was just like, let me just take the ball out of your hand and I'm going to grab it and be in the end zone.
Not fun.
Outscoring
Not
NC State's offense by himself. Vic Beasley. That game.
So, with
Boy,
all
I got a lot of
that,
that.
all that being
You're
said,
illustrating the point. These teams should be playing. These teams should be playing because we get this kind of heat, which is good to see.
Exactly.
I love it. I love it. All right.
Brian Underwood was definitely not out of bounds.
When was it? That was 12.
That was Dave's first year.
That was 12, right?
Yeah.
Or
Definitely
13,
not out of
13 or
bounds.
12.
And I want to say that was
13.
13.
Halloween? Was it a Thursday night game?
It was.
Yeah.
It was a night game.
It was out of bounds. Should have
was
wore white cleats, dummy.
So not out of bounds.
Black cleats. It's obvious.
Fairly obvious, yes. All right, one last thing about
Obviously was in bounds.
one last thing about Clemson. Sometimes you got to go back to what you know.
Back to the future, as I've been told.
Right. Sometimes you got to go back to what you know. How intriguing was the reunion with Chad Morris?
Yeah, very. When it first happened, I was kind of like, weird.
Okay.
That's weird.
Yeah.
But then I really thought about it. I think, okay, there's some very positive things here. Again, surface level for me or outside the program. I think the comfortability that he gives Dabo is immense.
That's true.
I think having a guy that having a guy that back in 2010, 11, when you brought him in for a reason to help you get to where you wanted to be, matters. He trusts him. Admittedly, he calls him a brother. He's a brother. They grew up together in the profession and in this successful world. I think back to those offenses and what did we do well? Because he was my offensive coordinator. We utilized our playmakers down the field. We threw the ball
Interesting
down
concept,
the field.
right?
What an idea.
Right. Golly. Let them, make plays. Let them make plays. And even if it's just the fear of, hey, defensive back your ass up. Like, just because that's going to happen, that matters. And that has not been there for a handful of years. I think his motions, his movement, his combination of tempo, the tempo will not be as exaggerated as it was, I think, and as important as it was back then. But all that other stuff, that movement, it sucks. Like, it's hard to defend, and he does it at a really, really good pace. And so I think all of those type of things to go with the kick-ass attitude. Like, he wants to kill you. He's going to put his foot on your throat and hammer down, not just be like, oh, we're up by a touchdown, let's pull the dogs off. He's going to keep going, and I think all of that matters. So what does that equate to? Does that equate to 40 points a game? Does it equate to 10 wins? I don't know. But just having been to the practices that I had in the previous 3 years versus the spring, that the couple of practices I got to see, it is night and day different. The approach, the intensity, the level of get your ass going that just wasn't there. And so I know how he is, and I know the accountability, not just the players, but also the staff that Chad Morris brings to this program.
All right, before you continue on your ESPN car wash.
Thank you.
And we appreciate the time as always. Got to keep you on time. Back to NC State. Are they
Our Wolfpack.
Our Wolfpack. Is NC State, soft spot aside for them, is NC State the main character of this time of talking season? Where we've talked about Miami, we know what they are.
Right.
We know that SMU and Louisville have been established as the next tier behind Miami and potential opponents in an ACC championship game, depending on how the tiebreakers go. I don't know.
Did y'all like the handout?
It was like, buddy, I ain't reading all that.
I ain't reading all that.
I ain't reading all that. You tell me.
Congratulations, or I'm so sorry.
Exactly.
I'm not reading all that. But
Is NC State the byproduct of, all right, what's something we've overlooked? Let's look at that schedule.
Ooh, interesting.
Let's look at that schedule. Also with the idea of when you get to the back end of the schedule, I don't know what state Florida State's going to be in at the end of the year. Who knows how Carolina's going to look at the end of the season?
I kind of know, but yeah.
You and I are on the same page on that one. So I feel like State, and this is not, I'm not using it as a knock. I'm saying that State is in that role right now that we typically do. Virginia was in that role last year, and they did it.
For sure, and they executed. Maybe for others, but I've been on NC State. If you listen to podcasts or if you listen to radio 2 months ago, I was already looking at this like, okay, third-year starting quarterback CJ Bailey, being with his now coordinator for 2 years, DJ Elliott really, I mean, the travesty of a year ago, this is kind of his first year all over again from a full year of playing or calling football games from the defensive side. I like them. I too. And then you throw the schedule when that was released, and that's when I was kind of like, can we take advantage here of this and put all the things together? I think the confidence that I saw from Dave Doran, which he and Mario are typically very focused, short answers, annoyingly short answers.
We gave Dave bourbon. He's good.
That's what happened.
That's what it was.
That's what happened. He was great, and he was excited. So was CJ Bailey. And so I think for all those things, it's for a reason. And I like the team. I think the defense is going to be marginally better. I like the playmakers coming in. I think JoJo's going to be good. I like the pack, man. And now, listen, I'm not saying I don't know if that's ACC championship. I think we're flirting with 10 wins, and I know that's a really big deal.
It's the last thing.
It's honestly. Literally it's the last next thing.
Yeah, it's the last next thing. You're right. You're absolutely right. Our Wolfpack.
Let's go.
I was going to say, we're never beating the NC State podcast allegations, thanks to Eric McLean. ACC Network. Check out Gramlich and McLean.
Come on.
Great podcast. You do need to update your cartoon.
I know. Call your guys. We'll call your guys.
Yeah, color graphics. Make it happen. Thanks, Eric. Joining us on the Heaster Automotive Group microphone, Boston College head coach Bill O'Brien at ACC Kickoff. I feel I'm trying to find the right way to bring this up, but it's like I feel like when you're in the NFL, it was known. Every season is kind of the same. It has a cadence. There's contracts. There's you know who's coming back. Maybe there's a trade, all that kind of stuff. I feel like now that you're back in college, it's every year is something new.
I've never heard it put that way before, but I would say you're right on target with that. I mean, the NFL has 32 teams. Everybody plays under the same rules.
There's a draft. There's a cap.
There's a free agency.
There's all that kind of stuff.
In college, it's different every year. We have 50 new players coming into our team.
50?
50. So 27 out of the portal and 23 incoming freshmen.
Yeah.
Plus the guys that are coming back from last year. So it's a brand new football team. And I'm not saying it'll be like that every year. Eventually we want to be, high school recruiting and then support with the portal. But But right now, it is the way it is because you lose players, you have to replace them, and so every year is a little bit different. I think it's a terrible system. So I hope that at some point in time, it's there's some rules put in place to help it, but that's the way it is right now.
So I guess what would you like to see in terms of those rules?
Well, I think there's got to be transfer rules, whether it's a one-time transfer. You got guys transferring every single year. How are they ever going to get their degrees? I think there's got to be a salary cap type of rule, I believe. You have this team has this type of salary cap, this other team has this type of salary cap, and then there's everybody in between. It's not an even playing field. Some teams have, some schools have the third party working for them. Other schools don't. It's just however many teams, say there's 120 teams, it's 120 different markets.
Right.
It's not one market.
Yeah.
And so we've got to change that and put rules in place to help that.
So how has Boston College adapted to that since you've gotten there?
Yeah, so BC's this past January has made a big time commitment to rev share. So we have full rev share, which has really helped us. So we were able to go out and really get some, we feel, really good players. We're a much improved football team. And BC's made that commitment. At the same time, we still have to find guys that understand the balance between football and education and giving back to the community. That's what BC's all about.
Right.
It's about developing the whole person. So we feel like we've done that. We feel like we've found guys that fit that bill, and now we got to go do it. We got to win, obviously, but we feel really good about where we're at.
I guess that's the other aspect of it too. I'm always fascinated in talking to coaches like you because you've lived in both worlds, right? So you can work with somebody like Tom Brady, right? But Tom Brady is a professional. Tom's been doing it for a very, very long time. Right. He's wired, obviously, in a different way versus college kids or high school kids going into college and the adoption of what you're throwing at them, right? So how do you kind of balance those concepts for the ever-changing rosters that you're dealing with?
Yeah, it is a great question. I mean, there's a huge difference between, coaching in pro football and coaching in college football. I think the big deal about college football is you can really have an impact on a young guy's life, not just on the football field. On the football field, you can teach them from all of your experience and your wisdom and all that. But even off the field, you can have a huge impact by teaching them about what's important in life, like telling them the truth about, hey, how important it is to play well, but also get this degree, give back to the community, do all the things that we do at Boston College. So, and also how to budget their time. In pro football, that's all you do. There's no class. And so, that's one thing that we do. We feel like we do a really good job of that at BC. And that's the big difference is I just think you can have a real impact on a young guy's life.
Yeah, I guess with the impact that you're talking about, there is the percentages of making the NFL. Like I have a 15-year-old. He loves hockey. He's doing travel hockey, right? So he does the Carolina Junior Canes and all that kind of stuff. He'll talk. He was like, yeah, I want to go to Penn State to play hockey. I was like, buddy, that's awesome. Yeah. However, do you know what is required of you to even to get to Division I at that point? Right. So you're already dealing with a higher level of player at D1, but then there's that next step too. Right. So how many kids would you say like understand that from the rip or maybe experience that as they're going through college about like what it actually takes?
Not many kids understand that. That's why you have to educate them on exactly what you're talking about. Like less than 2% of all college football players make it to the NFL, make it to an opening day roster.
And then how many of those actually make it to their second contract?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you went into my team meeting room and you said how many guys want to play pro football, every guy would raise their hand.
Of course, that's what you want.
And that's what you want. And you want guys to have those type of goals, but they also have to be realistic. You have to teach them about, hey, look, you're going to play really good football. We're going to develop you to have a shot to do that. But here's some other things that happen if things don't go your way, right? If you don't develop that way or, maybe you're not quite good enough or you get injured. Here's some other things that we have to do a good job of making sure. It's your education, which is top notch at Boston College. It's giving back to the community, all the different things that we teach at BC. I think we do a good job of that. So, but I will say this about BC.
Okay. Proud history.
Since I've been there in the last 2 years, I think we've had 8 guys drafted.
Okay.
So, we have had guys drafted, but that's 8 of however hundreds that we've had play for us.
So Do you listen to any Boston area sports talk still?
Oh yeah. I love. Can't get enough of Boston area sports talk, especially my man Greg Hill, the Greg Hill Show. Various other, Scott Zolak, good friend of mine. I love listening.
Well, I was gonna say Zolak is a guy.
If they start talking about BC, I turn it off.
Well, so I feel like BC's probably low profile right now with all the other meltdowns that are currently taking place.
Yeah.
I feel like in Boston, there's always some sort of meltdown.
You got Jaylen Brown being traded, which is tough. Then you've got the Red Sox now on a roll, winning, I think, 10 in a row.
And they started off terribly this year.
I'm sure the Patriots starting training camp in a week.
Yeah.
So you got, BC's probably, when we get started, if we're winning, they'll start talking about us, but not right now.
Okay, I got you. Well, geez, and if Drake May continues on his path, they're going to be nonstop.
No question.
Because, the New England's always blessed, right?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that how it works?
They always win. City of champions.
Well, okay. See, it's funny you bring that up because I grew up in South Florida. My dad is a Miami Dolphins guy.
Yeah.
So my dad, he's 73.
Yeah.
So during your run, he would always be like, you don't understand. They used to be terrible. Also, like they were bad.
Were.
The Dolphins. My dad's still mad about the snowblower game where they cleared off the field. So
the guy was on a work release program from a local prison.
He's like, that's what that team used to be, and this and that. They don't know how good they have it, all that kind of stuff. But yes, you're like, oh yeah, the City of Champions, all that kind of fun stuff. So what is the thing this year that has you like, all right, I'm right. Like, let's get this season going. You're looking for success. I know you're trying to build this thing. So what is it about this upcoming season that has you like, all right, let's go?
Yeah, there's a couple things. I'm very excited about our quarterback situation. We've got a transfer, Mason McKenzie, who's had a really good offseason. He's a great kid, very smart, can run, very athletic, accurate passer, all that. I'm excited about the additions we've made at wide receiver, running back, offensive line. I'm very excited about the defense. We've got a new defensive coordinator in Ted Roof. I think we've really improved the front seven.
Ted Roof, triangle legend, Ted Roof.
Yes. So he's our new coordinator. It's our fourth stop together. We were together at other places. So, but he's So, I'm excited about all that. I like we made some improvements on the coaching staff. Really fired up about that. So we got to go do it. But I definitely think we're a much better football program.
Bill O'Brien, head coach, Boston College. Tell Ted Roof that North Carolina says hello.
I will.
His old friends at Duke and State and Carolina, all that kind of stuff, say hello.
I'll tell him.
Take it easy.
Thank you.
Big thanks to Mosquito Authority and Pest Authority. You can check them out online at bugsbite.com. Again, that's bugsbite.com. You can bundle and save with their total home subscription. Yes, it's a subscription, but you're going to save money and your house is going to be in fantastic shape, both on the outside and the inside with their pest services. Mosquitoes, outside treatments, and of course the inside treatments, because you need the outside to keep the people out. And then obviously sometimes things get in the crawl space. There are all sorts of things that could be an issue. Termite traps, all those things taken care of for one low price. So hit up bugsbite.com to find out more and save money with their total home protection. Again, that's bugsbite.com.
They were out at my house this morning.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Big thanks
to monthly treatment. It's a monthly subscription. That's how it works.
Big thanks to our friends at Color Graphic, sales at colorgraphic.com. It is Mount Rushmore season.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to have to update the slide on YouTube, but Color Graphic is going to bring you our August Mount Rushmore season. We've been getting more Mount Rushmore suggestions. I've very much enjoyed some of the suggestions coming in. So Color Graphic is going to help us out with that. And they can help you out with any sort of signage, car wraps, these flags that are all around us at ACC tournament. They do those. I hope that the ACC has contacted our friends at Color Graphic.
Well, you know who does. The Lenovo Center, Hurricanes, NC State, downtown Raleigh. I'm in the process of trying to secure us the right Hurricanes 2026 playoff banner. Because remember, the champion one probably won't be there until the opener, which we now know is like a September
on September 29th.
Where I'll be eating the Blue Plate Special and then heading over to see the Canes. I could not be happier about this.
You're going to be in bed by 10 o'clock.
I mean, you want me to move to Vegas? Like this is the equivalent.
This would be
that
the
5 o'clock game, baby.
That would be the case. Yeah.
Awesome.
So big thanks to Color Graphics. Sales at colorgraphic.com if you would like to start a conversation. Big thanks to our guys at Bloom and Blinds, 919-980-9815. They brought you the After Darks all throughout that Canes run. The After Darks will be back once football season kicks off. We'll have a week 0 After Dark thanks to Bloom and Blinds. So what do? Head on over to bloominblinds.com. That's bloominblinds.com. OG listeners, 15% off. Just tell them you're an OG listener. And Chris and the crew, they're going to take care of you with 15% off. Also, big thanks to our friends at the Butcher's Market. This is like a big event here, right? Mm-hmm. They got to cater it, all those kind of things. Maybe you got a big event coming up. Maybe you got like a sales kickoff taking place. You know who can cater that for you? The Butcher's Market. You, sir, have PTSD. You require therapy over some of the catered corporate lunches that we've had. See, right. I'm bringing you right back. Like you're throwing up in your mouth a little bit.
I don't miss meetings.
And you don't miss those.
And I don't miss terrible food in an abandoned 1974 business office.
But imagine if it was Butcher's Market doing the catering.
Imagine. We might still be there.
So thebutchersmarkets.com, they can handle that for you. Hit them up today. Trust me, your employees will thank you and not constantly talk shit about it like Joe Giglio does, but other catering situations. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Let's hit the right button. I mean, it's the OG Sports Phone. We're going to get to the OG Sports Phone.
919-444-2211. Call the OG Sports Phone and curse or don't.
Means we're about to get to Hey Joe, right? So let's go to the OG Sports Phone on Hey Joe, which of course is brought to you by our friends at Brassfield Accounting. Hit up Chris, brassfieldaccounting.com. Again, that's brassfieldaccounting.com. From a 919, hey Giglio, should we revisit England as NC State? I'm no expert, but I recognize classic Wolfpack prevent yourself from winning mode when I see it.
Yeah, there's some elements of NC State to England. The number one is that Max Payne, but also the red and white, having some problems with your rivals, having some problems at those final stages. These are all real things. So,
meanwhile, we got an 804. The England coach went full Doran, played not to lose. Again, what?
I don't even know if that's a Doran.
Dave's catching strays all the time.
Soccer, but yeah, the Maryland bowl game here in Charlotte, that would have been turtling, parking the bus.
Yeah.
But that one, he just didn't want to get dumped by mayonnaise.
I don't blame him.
That's, you know how yesterday we had an incredible conversation with Jimbo Fisher 14 years later? That's one of those. In 10 years, we'll ask Dave about, hey, you lost the Maryland game in the mayonnaise bowl because you just didn't want to get dumped by mayo, right?
That's actually not what we're going to talk to him about. What we're going to talk to him about 14 years from now, like with Jimbo Fisher, over a plastic jug of ancient age, it's going to be, hey, man, you knew about the sports phone, right?
Oh,
like somebody
told you, right?
Somebody in your circle of trust told you, hey, these people are crushing you.
Who are these people?
These people are crushing you over the siren. They don't want to see you in that building again. Right?
Yes.
Speaking of Dave Dorn and strays, we might as well continue with a 919. One guess as to who called in yesterday after Dave's media car wash at ACC Kickoff, Joe. One guess.
Yes. Steve Young.
Hey, Joe Squares, I was hoping you could do me a favor while you're in Charlotte. Dave said that he's tired of finishing second. Could somebody ask him for a clarification on that? On exactly where we're just finishing second all the time? Just if you could check that out, I would appreciate it.
Never change, Steve. Never change, my dude. Never change. All right, let's go to a 336.
What's up, Joe and Joe? I'm catching up on this week's podcast while driving. Also saw something on Twitter, so I'm here to talk about Caleb Wilson, obviously. What else would I be here to talk about? So Joe said he's really proud of his take that Caleb Wilson is going to be the best player out of this past draft. 100% correct. I felt like that was very obvious from anybody who watched Carolina basketball and basketball in the triangle in general this past year. And then this morning I saw on Twitter, where else, that there's some advanced metrics, some nerds are posting saying Caleb Wilson hasn't been that good in Summer League. One, I say this about his good performances too so far. Like, it's Summer League, we don't really know what's going on. And then there's a whole deal with him saying that, his coach got fired, all that. I was one of the advocates for that, But my brother said this thing after Caleb Wilson got hurt, right after the tournament. My brother's a state guy. He's going to state for grad school right now. So listen to the show. Shout out, Jack. That obviously Caleb Wilson was the best player in the country last year. It was very, very apparent. And why was it so clear? Because we beat Duke with him. We beat Kentucky with him, which I knew Kentucky wasn't good. We beat Kansas with him. We beat Virginia with him. We beat everybody that wasn't named Michigan State when we had Caleb Wilson. Caleb Wilson gets hurt. One of the worst fucking teams in the country after that. I mean, especially without Caleb or Henry, right? It was terrible. Legitimately one of the worst teams I've ever seen. He was carrying that team that couldn't beat Dick, right? He was carrying them to almost a top 10 team in the country. Obviously, that's the best player in the country. Anybody who watched that team knew who the best player in the country was. Come on now. Anyway, I know this might not be like a raging hot take at this point, but I like getting on that little soapbox. Thanks, guys. Go Hugh. Go America. Have a good one.
So
there's two different things there.
I do one quick thing I wanted to piggyback off of about Caleb Wilson, what the Tar Heels look like with Caleb Wilson and what the Tar Heels look like without Caleb Wilson. Like, all that is on track. Honestly, there is a big tell that I have picked up on in relation to Caleb Wilson discussion this summer. And this is when we tap back into again, for the old timers out there, man, how did Chuck Amato have all these defensive guys taken in the first round of the NFL draft and finish? What was that record that year?
They had more first round picks than ACC wins.
Okay, right. Well, I mean, yeah, there's lots of reasons why. Okay, how did you not win with that? There's lots of reasons why. So we're kind of doing this to Hubert Davis with Caleb Wilson. Like, man, if he's like, look what he's doing in Summer League. Like, yeah, man, no wonder Hubert Davis had to get fired. Like, whoa. Hubert Davis didn't get fired because of that. You also didn't watch the Tar Heels last year because you would understand that how can you, when you don't have Caleb Wilson and Henry Vasar in the lineup? Because I see what's happening already. Wow, look at Vasar. Look what he's doing in Summer League. Look at Caleb Wilson. He's a stud. No wonder. No, guys, they were hurt. That's how you lost. That's how they lost to State. Okay.
Right.
Neither guy played.
Right.
All right. So, like, let Hubert Davis live, man. Number one. Number two, understand why they did not go far. Understand why the Tar Heels ended up petering out, despite the fact that they had really good wins in the regular season. It's because their two key players were hurt during stretches, and then they were missing Caleb Wilson at the worst possible time. So, yeah, it's one of those things that just kind of bothered me as the Caleb Wilson story starts to grow. And I had one guy on Twitter, like, I don't understand how you guys are all in on Caleb Wilson, but you guys would make fun of Russell Wilson all the time. And I was like, whoa. The only commonality they have is their last name. Last time I checked, this is a real tweet that I got. And I was like, I'm sorry, did Caleb Wilson at any point during Summer League fake a Southern accent for Hubert Davis and said, give it up, son, you're never going to make it in the NBA? Did Hubert Davis say that? You see what I'm getting at here? It's very, very strange.
Russell Wilson's the least interesting person in sports.
And Caleb is
maybe of all time.
And Caleb is all in, man.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson never
so much personality.
Russell Wilson never looked at the camera and said, I love this shit.
No.
Okay? That's as simple as that.
Oh my God.
Anyway.
The call itself, though, there's a couple different things here. First of all, I am all in on Caleb Wilson. You know this, but there's two different things. Cameron Boozer was the best player in college basketball last year. Just because you won game head-to-head decided,
I get what you're saying,
which was thrown in by a Seth Trimble Miracle 3, by the way. Like, they still won the basketball game. Please don't get me wrong. But
the caller is making the famous Peyton Manning was hurt.
So he
the
should have
Colts
been the MVP.
Didn't win a game. He should have been the MVP.
I get where he's coming from.
That's what that
There's
is.
two different things, though. Cameron Boozer was the best player in college basketball last year. The NBA people look at AJ DeBanza, they look at Darren Peterson, and they go, hey,
totally different things.
I said before the draft, I would take Caleb Wilson because I believe in his upside.
Yeah.
Cameron Boozer could play in the NBA for 10 years like his dad or 15 years like his dad. I don't believe in his upside because he's not a special athlete. He's a skilled player. Our friend Josh Graham was trying to say maybe he could be like a poor man's Jokic.
Okay,
big dude, not overly athletic,
yeah.
but he's super skilled. Got it. I don't see it. I think he'll be just fine in the NBA. Caleb Wilson has a chance to be special. AJ DeBanza also has a chance to be special. So does Darren Peterson, if we're being honest. Okay. I just thought it was a mistake for Memphis in particular to pass on Caleb Wilson. We'll see. If I'm Caleb Wilson, I'm ecstatic that the first two teams who have historically been inept didn't take me.
Yeah. Well, it's not like Chicago can't get out of their own way either. So,
but Chicago does have a certain playbook when it comes to taking players from the University of North Carolina as saviors. And in this instance, not the third pick, but the fourth pick. So we'll see how this all plays out for Caleb Wilson.
Yes.
But his attitude,
it's fantastic.
Come
it's
on,
fantastic.
guys.
All right, let's go to 828.
Salty Duke fan here. Every time I see Darian Mensah come up, that song plays. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies, tell me lies.
That's pretty good.
I love fired up Duke football fans, man. Absolutely love it. There's not a lot of you, but you bring the heat.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, that's why I thought Chip and I were on the same page yesterday. You were shortchanging the Miami Mensa kind of overall story arc.
I think the reason why it has a lot to do with where Mensa's coming from.
Yes. Yeah.
So I get what you guys are saying.
Yeah.
I get what you guys are saying. All right, one more, 919.
Guys, I love the hot sauce discussion. I think your flavors need to be, one super hot and one mild, obviously, like you said. But I think your branding is already here. It's 444-2211 hot sauce. The hot one, right? The light you on fire going in and out one is curse, and the other one for weaklings is or don't. So you've got curse or don't hot sauce. There you go.
I like it. I like where your head's at.
You're smarter than us, Paul.
Are we gonna have to do an OG hot sauce for real?
I don't think so. Like, who do we get to make hot sauce for us?
Actually, it's funny. I was at Ironworks the other day.
Yeah,
they're near downtown, and there was a local guy that did hot sauces. I'm sure we can like contract him.
Okay.
No. So
hey man, number goes up. You partner with the OG, and the number goes up. So
if we can do a co-branded hot sauce, I don't know. Maybe I'll reach out to the guy. Maybe I'll go back to Ironworks and see what that dude feels about
hustling people on the street. Hey, I don't know. You don't know who we are, but
you have no idea who we are. But we want you to brand
make
hot sauce. Cool. I don't know. Maybe we have a listener who does hot sauces. I don't know. So, and I'm not going to do one of these things. Like I know I could go to like Sticker Mule.
Oh, and put our
label on a hot sauce that they make. I don't want to do that. Yeah. That's not local. I don't want to do that.
Okay.
Any of that stuff. I'm sure.
Kind of like making Kerrygold and then putting our.
Why do you keep bringing this up? Let people enjoy the myth. Okay. And I'm telling you
because it's a delicious beer, and if you can't find OG Light, well then. Get yourself a Kerrygold.
They don't can Kerrygold.
Okay.
So it's branded as OG Light out in the wild.
Perfect.
I don't know why do you keep myth busting, man?
Well, we had a big day of myth busting yesterday. So
this is true.
It was enjoyable.
We did with Michael Strickland. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for today's show. Big thanks to the ACC with Jim Phillips. Big thanks to our ACC network friends for dropping by. And, of course, big thanks to that boy for putting up with our shenanigans. We will see you on Friday, where we are scheduled to talk to new UNC AD Steve Newmark. It's a whole new era.
Looking forward to it. We're in his neck of the woods here. He's a NASCAR guy, but now he's a heel.
Yeah, should be interesting. And of course, we'll talk to Duke and Wake Forest as well, because there is another quarterback who switched to the ACC.
Yes,
that we've just kind of forgotten about. Maybe Dickert is right. They are still in the darkness.
Is he going to go scorched earth tomorrow?
Nah,
it's too classy, right?
He already did it with hail anyway.
Okay,
so with ESPN. So anyway, we will see you all tomorrow.